Mm-hmm. Hey, it's Russ Payton with Roleplay Public Radio. We're playing Scum and Villainy tonight.
Woo!
The other Oddballs. This is a Patreon game, of course. Well, the Oddballs Auxiliary League is another alternate title for this game. This is our members of our RPPR Patreon are here playing along with Tom, Mr. Tom Jerks.
Woo! Me!
So we have a full ship tonight. As the backstory is pretty simple. You're all known associates of the Oddballs, the smuggling crew of the RPPR mini campaign, and you've all borrowed their ship to go out on a job, so you can make some money while they sleep off hangovers, because they came to your place and spent a lot of money and drank all your booze, and so you want to, what comes around goes around. So yeah. So first off, why don't we just the players introduce themselves? So starting with my top center of the screen for me, Lucic. Please describe your character.
Hi, I'm Luke. My character is Count Sandra, but everyone just calls him Det. You can decide why. He's a skinny, scrawny, kind of 90s looking guy with pink hair, and he's the pilot.
Nice. I like 90s hair. Very aesthetic. And Det. All right, cool. Next up, of course, we have Tom Lusterhead.
Hello! Yes, I am playing Lamarck. He is a scoundrel and a Xeno. Looks kind of like an Illithid.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
No, in the case when he's off duty, he's Illithid with like wearing board shorts and an open Hawaiian shirt.
And how do you say his name again?
Lamarck.
Lamarck. Okay. I saw something else. All right. Lamarck. Cool. And then of course we have Will down in the bottom left.
Hi. I'll be playing Harrison, a wandering mystic, former soldier who turned to the way after retrieving a lost artifact during a hegemony raid back in his service days.
Cool.
And he is a human who is covered in military tattoos and, slightly like dreamy, despite also being killing.
Nice. I dig it. And finally, we have Hostile.
Hello, I'm Hostile. I'm playing Lido Lotus of House Lotus of the Lovely Petals. I am a human. I look ambiguous. I'm off duty right now, so I'm wearing a tight white jumpsuit, a mouth mask, and hair in a tight ponytail.
Cool. And let's see here. And
there's a lot of nobles in this group.
Yes,
Yep.
noble. That's what I am.
Yeah, mine. Me too. I'm just kind of doing it secretly.
Right.
I'll never tell.
Sorry, what playbook did you choose?
Speaker.
Speaker. That's it. Cool. All right. So yeah, you were. No wonder they the Oddballs came by your place to party. You guys have all the good booze that you've stolen from your various noble parents or friends or allies. But as we begin the game, you've taken it on from whatever remote planet you were at to the capital city of Warren. Warren is, of course, the center of the Ren system, which is the most quote-unquote civilized of the outer rim of the Procyon sector. Let's see here. The Warren is, of course, the home of the Straylight, an upscale club and cocktail bar where elites can wine and dine. Usually orbits Aleph. Let's see here. Though it can move to other planets and moons in the system. So yeah, right now it's above the Warren is it's above Warren right now, so it's orbiting Warren. Warren is, of course, the largest capital city in the system. It is basically a moon covered in cities and structures, and it is a scum of hive and villainy, and it is also the hegemonic seat of power in the system. So you're all here because you've gotten multiple leads on jobs, and I'm going to let you all decide which one you want to take. I've come up with 3. And so let's see. Who wants to have the first lead? Actually, we'll just go ahead and say Lusic. You've heard that a local gang here, let's see here, the Dyrenic gang, made up of disenfranchised Xenos who have turned to crime and found strength and solidarity with each other. They're looking for someone to pull a job for them. The hacker Rads is supposed to be at this club somewhere. So if you want to find out more about that job, you could research Rads or talk to him. You don't know what the job is, but they're well connected. Let's see here. Harrison does know that the Janus Syndicate and their member Faye Null is looking for someone to pull a job. The Janus Syndicate is a weapons dealing organization specializing in ship weapons, headed by the ruthless Victor Bax. And then finally, let's see here, the Cobalt Syndicate, another syndicate. There's a lot of syndicates here. Let's see here. We'll say that Lamarck. You've heard the Cobalt Syndicate is looking for some people to pull a job, and the Cobalt Syndicate used to be a labor union, but now they've turned to smuggling and extortion to carve out shipping lanes and have a real say. So they need something done. Who and of course, if you want to pull off your own heist, I guess you can, but I came up with 3 jobs. I spent so long, definitely not minutes, coming up with some shit. So who wants to do something first?
All right. We started dim sum restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's the game. No.
You just started.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah.
Up until the next group of deadbeats comes and ranks a huge bill, and then we steal their ship. And it's stealing ships and starting businesses all the way down.
It's just a conga line of squatters' rights.
Yeah.
Oh. I guess you could. There's a lot of ships out there, a lot of alcoholic crews. You could spend years before any of them catch up to you if you just keep moving from planet to planet.
The old booze gambit.
Yeah, basically. You have 3 jobs: one from a local gang, one from weapons dealers, and one from a smuggling syndicate / labor union. So
that sounds totally legit.
Yeah, well, they all sound very legit, but they all have jobs that are supposedly doable by a small group like you.
It's not a waste management union, is it?
I mean, they're it's more like it's more like they started with the labor union and then became a mafia. It wasn't the other way around. So, yeah.
How an American. I personally, I think lean towards the smugglers because arms dealing and maybe like a bit morally questionable, perhaps. And I mean, all of it's morally questionable, right? But there are degrees, okay, right?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe what was the first job? Was that like a hacking job, wasn't it?
No, it was a criminal gang.
You
don't know anything about any of the details. I'm doing this a bit like Red Markets right now, that you know of the jobs, but you just don't know anything about them. So we'll do this as a way to sort of get used to the rules and the mechanics, so you can make roles without having to commit to anything to figure out how you know something.
Would it be like the gather information part of Blades, kind of thing?
Yeah. But this is not for a particular job. Yeah, just. This is the rules tutorial section of the game. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I will hit up the Janus Syndicate, Fainal, and perhaps the path of the way and the whispers that only Harrison hears leads him to Fainal's office, like somebody
Okay.
who he may have interacted with back in his soldier days.
All right, so you meditate and use and focus the way to foretell what you can learn of this job as you make your way to Faye's VIP booth, as the goons at the cyber velvet rope and their cyber sunglasses look you over and then let you through because they know you're here for the job. But go ahead and roll a tune. This is a controlled roll because this is pretty safe.
Yeah, 5.
Got a 5. All right, partial success. So you don't get everything, but you get the idea that they're looking for something, and then you get an image of a place with overgrown with plants, but you see fences and cages and something with beastly eyes looking at you from the shadows. So that's the impression you get. You'd be looking for something in a place like that. Is their kind of job. So do you continue on to talk to them, or do we cut it? Let's cut away to another player to see what.
Good.
Yeah. All right. Who wants to look at one of the other jobs? Of course, you could now because it's a controlled roll. You could go again and strain yourself to channel more to get more information, but that would become a risky roll, and you would face complications if you were to fail that.
Yeah, maybe I'd just go talk to them at that point.
Okay, yeah. I don't really need to go all out at this point. Fair enough. So. Let's see. Who wants to look into one of the other two jobs?
So I had a hacker for the Divinek group, right?
The Dyranek gang.
Divinek, sorry.
Yeah, Rads. RADDS. Yeah. You could go talk to him, or you could try and figure something out about the job before you talk to him.
Well, I guess I could look him up, see what kind of cred he's got out on the net.
Okay. Let's take a look. Let's see here. Your character is Det, and where is your? I suppose you could actually use study for this, as you studiously research Rads and the Dyranek gang. So you can roll one. This is also going to be controlled roll.
I'm still going to do 2d6.
No, 1 because you
1d6.
only have
Okay.
1 in study, and you don't have anything to help you on it.
I get a 4.
Okay. You do know that the Dyranek gang has been talking a lot lately on the mesh, the bulletin boards. Yes, the bulletin board systems. That's what they use in the future as a network.
I am immersed. Thank you, Ross.
They have been talking a lot about the hegemonic news network, HNN. They have a big grudge against this news network, which is also based in Warren, the city you're in right now. And you're guessing you would be doing something to take action against the HNN. HNN. So you'd be going against the news media essentially in some capacity, although you don't know exactly how you would. You just would. So yeah, because you got a partial success. You get the idea of who you'd be fighting against, but you don't know what you'd be doing. Now, of course, you could upgrade that and try and figure out more information, but that would be a risky action. Or you could just go talk to Rads.
With that, I think I'm going to go talk to Rads.
Okay. So cutting away. Who had the last job? Bleed? Was that you, Tom?
Me,
Yep.
yeah.
All right, and that's the Cobalt Syndicate. Are you looking into that, or are you just going to ignore them?
I'll look into it.
Okay. How are you looking into this job before you go talk to your contact?
I'm gonna go. Can I do hack?
Well, remember, just describe it. Yeah, but yeah, hacking is pretty obvious. Yeah, you can hack. Who? What are you hacking to find out?
Essentially, like the equivalent of like I guess the dark mesh. Yeah, like for
Okay,
any mentions of what they're actually looking for us to do.
yeah. All right. Yeah. Sure. Go ahead and roll.
That's
This also being controlled. Yeah.
so 2d6 there.
Yeah. If you have 2 in hacking.
I do.
What? All right, that's a failure.
That's
You were kicked out of the dark bulletin board system. You are not cool enough. The Silk Space Road is thinks you're lame and square. So you could try again. It would be a risky action, or you could just go talk to your contact.
Yeah, why not? Let's
You are gonna upgrade it. Okay.
yeah.
Double down.
Woohoo!
Double down.
All right, go and roll again. If you fail, you'll suffer consequences.
Exactly the same. I'm starting to doubt this thing.
Oh, all right. So, you get dinged and publicly called out as a lamo who is trying to buy illegal drugs. And not the good cool kind, like the lame kind.
There's lame illegal drugs.
Yeah. There's ones that make you like
seeing pop-up ads.
Exactly. Yeah. Also things that make you see everything in gray for people who just like are too overloaded with stimulus. They're just yeah. So you're called a grayed out. It's very embarrassing. You will take a point of stress. As yeah, you and you're of course cut off from being able to hack this anymore. So you cannot hack to find out information about it. But yeah. So mark off. Make sure you make a note that you have a point of stress now.
Okay.
So yeah, that's how that works. And another consequence is he can't try again as a desperate action. But yeah, they just didn't like you. So, so going and then let's see who hasn't acted yet. Yeah, sorry, hostile. Yeah. And your character again, learning their names. Let's see. Hostile, your character. Oh, Leto, Lotus. So since you're a wild card, you can try and look into any of these jobs, or do something else.
Well,
what do you do?
We're in a club,
Mm-hmm.
and if there's one thing I know about gangs, it's that they tend to take on hangers-on or lovers.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sidle up with the girls and boys who date the people of the Cobalt gang and consort with them.
Okay. Sure.
Not in a weird way, just in a, yes, I am drinking with you. Let me overhear what you're talking about.
Yeah, I believe that sounds like consort. Yeah, I think. So go. Let's see here. Yeah, consort. So go and roll consort, and this is a controlled roll.
I got a 6.
Okay, yeah. So that would be for the Cobalt. Yeah, they talk about how they really want to kill this guy, take out this dude named Oya, Oya, and he's fighting in this tournament. And if they can just get a ringer, they know the perfect way to rig the match so he gets killed by accident at the tournament. But they need a ringer in the tournament that'll pass all suspicion. So it's some sort of underground secret. Unarmed, or well, you don't know much about this tournament, but yeah, it's a killing a dude type kind of job. That's what the Cobalt Syndicate needs.
That took an interesting turn, but I just continue to nod and smile and listen and pretend I'm not writing this down.
Okay, yeah, clearly not. So, but yeah, you've found out exactly what the job is. So it would probably be it would be a whole fucking tournament arc of a shonen anime, but with murder. So a shonen anime tournament arc. But yeah. So now you've all. I will allow this sort of cut back and forth. We'll go. Well, actually, no. You guys will. I guess handle the other jobs. So Harrison. You talk to, let's see here. You were talking to
Fane Wolf, I believe. Janus,
Yeah, the Janus people, right? Yeah, you are. Okay. So you go to your contact, and yeah, you're put in the VIP booth next to your contact, who's wearing immaculate silvered business suit, but also kind of like, hey, I'm business, but also I like to party, and space and cyber cocaine is great. That's the kind of vibe it gives. It's very glittery, very silvery, very kind of, but still kind of like refined in a very gaudy but classy way. And the let's see here. Yeah, Faye tells you, look, you don't look like the oddballs at all, but you have their ship, so you must be the oddballs, or you must have gone through a lot of reconstructive surgery to evade your many enemies. That's great though.
They're actually franchising now.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I don't care that much. That's the extent of what I want to know about it. There's the job that I want you to do, which is to I want you to we have some there's some energy crystals that would be great for onboard weapons. They magnify energy, refining it, refracting it, something that starts with an R, reflecting. I don't know. All I know is we need these very giant red energy crystals, and we found a person who has them. Unfortunately, this person is out in the sticks a bit. We have the coordinates, but I just want you're going to take the job though, right? Before I can't just tell you where it is if you can't commit to taking the job yet.
I mean, what are there any kind of hegemony complications?
Oh no. In fact, this guy he's the last person to call the cops if that's what you're worried about.
Okay. Well, what does he call if you ain't got the cops?
Well, I mean, there's a reason why no one's taking these crystals from them. All right. Like people go it's actually kind of a tourist trap, but like people cross this guy, they just disappear because what I've heard is his pets are very hungry.
Oh my god! I know where you got this from. This is Tiger King, isn't it?
This is Space Tiger King is an original character idea, and how dare you insinuate? I got it from the #1 show on Netflix right now.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, get it from get some energy crystals from Space Tiger King.
Okay. Well, I'm already 100% behind this idea. Yeah.
But yeah, that's all right. So cutting to, let's see here. Who had the Dire King? Lucic, I believe you did. Yeah. So Det talks to Rads and says, look, you hate the news as much as I do, right? Like they just tell you about all the crimes you do and like tell people about them, which is not what you want, because if people don't know about your crimes, you can't be arrested for them. So like you hate the news, right?
I could take it or leave it.
Kind of wanted to like I really hate the news, not a take it or leave it kind of vibe. I mean,
just say you really liked Hip to be square.
So
and get an axe.
Do you hate the news? Do you hate the news networks at least enough to do the job that's going to really piss them off? Because there's a trans. I mean, okay, forget about the news. It's just there's a place that we want to hold. We want to make sure that nobody like gets into it for like a couple hours, like a place that may have transmitting equipment owned by a certain organization that we want to access and use so we can broadcast our own material. But we got to hold it for some time. Do you understand?
I think I understand what you're saying, yeah.
Yeah.
So you just need us to park outside and watch?
No, just probably be in the building and make sure nobody can get in. Maybe set up some kind of traps or defenses, because they'll definitely send the cops. They'll definitely send the magistrates and the judges, or whatever they call themselves now. The people that enforce the law, the people that get in the way of our Yeah, those people. Hegemonic forces? Yeah, those guys. We kind of don't like them. They'll probably try and shoot us all, you know. So it'd be really nice if you could make sure that doesn't happen. That's what we'd be paying for, you to be the muscle.
I looked down at myself.
Yeah.
I think I might be able to help you out with that.
Great. So meanwhile, let's see here. Lamarck. Let's see. You were talking to I forgot the name. Somebody at the Cobalt Industry.
Yeah, they're a smuggler / labor union.
Yep. So we'll say you're talking to Kate, Jax, who is telling yes. So do you have members that can handle themselves? Well, actually, you already know what the job is about. So are you even going to talk to them? So I guess this is the thing at the group. You now know what all three jobs are. Which, as players, I mean, you can role play like which job do you can only go on one job.
I
Which
don't know about the Cobalt job. Taking that makes me sound like I'm even more of a lame-o than before, which greatly annoys me.
Yep.
I have heard that you are a lame-o. I saw it on a message board somewhere on the mesh.
Don't believe it. Don't believe everything you read on the mesh.
I've been doing what I can to prove that's disinformation, and I apologize that this has happened to you.
Well, it's everyone has their cross to bear.
Okay.
So true. So brave.
We are philosophizing.
Yep.
I was on board with the. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, you go ahead, man. You go ahead.
I was on board with the Cobalt job until it turned out they really just want us to fix a mob fight.
No, it sounds like they want to kill somebody, but make it look like he just died from being in some sort of underground tournament, like like an accident, like that. Yeah.
Fix a mob fight.
Yeah, that sounds like mob shit. We don't do.
Actually, no, because you got a critical success. I will say you also know Oya is a member of a rival of an assassins guild called the Ashen Knives.
Oh, well, I mean, he deserves to die, but I don't know I want to piss off a group of assassins either.
Oh yeah, they're a decadent syndicate focused on drugs, gambling, and actually no, they're just a syndicate. They're not really assassins specifically, but they're focused on drugs, gambling, and pleasures of the flesh. So but yeah, they do assassinations. They have assassins. I mean, it's just not their specialty. It's not the only thing they do. They're I'm sorry, I didn't want to misrepresent them, but they're the guy they want you to kill is an assassin. So yeah.
And we would be assassins essentially.
Yeah, I mean, if you kill him, you would be by definition assassins.
Yeah. I'm with Leto on that one. I think being a hitman is a bit too bloody a work for us. How about you, Sandra? What did the Diranek want? Luchek, is that your character?
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
No worries.
Call me Det. Det.
Sorry, man. Yeah, I was quickly scrambling for the name through my note.
My apologies. I've actually forgotten my character's real name. Anyways, yes. So they want to do something in a news headquarters. If I was to throw a random thought out there, maybe they want to hack the signal, broadcast something out there, and they want us to be their meat shields, basically.
Oh, so you mean hijacking rather than like sneaky hacking stuff? More like okay.
I'm not totally sure if I want to distract the cops for these guys, but it's not off the table.
I mean, I guess if we park the ship outside, they'll think it's the Oddballs who did this, and maybe the hegemony won't come kicking down our door right after we seize a news channel on broadcasting. I think out of character. I think I'm personally going for the Tiger King one for a variety of reasons. Not least because of the Tiger King, but also because it doesn't involve hijacking a news station or killing a guy. Maybe it'll involve killing a guy, but not explicitly killing a guy.
Yeah. Fair
Well,
enough.
they couldn't just flat out say, like, come on, like, we don't. None of the group sounds like very effective assassins.
Yeah, I mean, I think I could probably do skirmish too. I could probably do a job of it, but I feel like it's on the sort of darker end of the criminal activity, like wavelength. But I'm happy with whatever anyone would go for. Should we vote on it maybe, or like what does anyone think?
I'm going for the Tiger King.
The tiger job. I mean,
Yeah.
if we try to whack that fighter, we're kind of putting all of our eggs in a Harrison-shaped basket, and we're a bit more social than kick down a door and take hostages when it comes to seizing an entire building and holding it from the cops. Yeah, I think stealing a bunch of crystals from a mad pet owner is probably a bit more in our skill set.
I was actually leaning that way myself. I think that probably is going to be the funnest one, especially the getaway at the end.
True. Very true.
So do you think, like, are we going to be riding tigers out of there?
Yeah, I was imagining like
Like,
what are those boats called in Florida? Like the boats with the big fans on the back.
It's like the ancient philosopher Ronald James Dio said, "You see the stripes, then you know he's clean."
All right. So you have to go to
gotta get away. Gotta get away.
You have to go to the obscure planet Oki 5 in order to because that's where the Space Tiger King has been set up as his private zoo planet, essentially. It's a very cheap planet. I mean, you can breathable air, but it is mostly jungle and forest and whatnot. And although there is a casino on it as well, a very badly run casino, 2-star rating on Space Yelp.
What?
Its only saving grace is an endless buffet. So
maybe when we come back here, we can take over this business.
So I know you said all that stuff, but all I heard was casino heist.
So so now we get to do the actual job. Of course, well, actually, no, you can still gather information. Before then, you can all do at least one action, one controlled action to gain some sort of information about what's going on Oki 5. And all you know is that you don't even know the person's name. All you know is it is ruled by the Space Tiger King. And he is there. And there are a good number of tourists who go there. Mostly people with it's kind of like again, tourist trap. It's pretty heavily advertised on the side of the gates, with those space billboards, but it's in the same system, in the Ren system. So yeah, you can just head on over. I'll just go again from left to right, starting with debt. Do you want to do anything to gather information on the situation before we start the job?
So we're over there with the ship. There's
right now you're on Warren. You're at the Stray Light Club, which is right above Warren.
Okay.
Warren is a big city-sized a moon. Well, it's a city that's built over this entire moon.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
and it's a big Scum, hive of Villainy. It's a big, space city, and you're in the space nightclub. But you're told to go to space, the planet Oki 5 to go get the red energy crystals. You don't even know what they're really called or what they do. That could be a thing you research. They're big and red and they're crystals, so they should be easy to spot. Especially because they glow apparently red. And you're supposed to. There's 3 of them. You're supposed to get them, and
Well, I mean, I guess the only thing we really can do for that would be go on the dark billboard Google equivalent.
Yeah. What are you trying to research? What are you trying to figure out?
The red crystals. Take a look at
Okay.
what the hell they.
So that would probably be study again. So go ahead and roll a die.
6. Woohoo!
What'd
Fail.
you
1.
get? Well, turns out there are about 8 million hits for red crystals. You don't know enough to narrow it down into something that would actually give you useful information. So you're unable to find anything out. So
5 hours later, after going through all of Wikipedia.
yep. So you could, because as a control action, you could try again and make it a risky action, but you'd suffer consequences, probably stress because I'm feeling lazy, and you're researching at a computer, so I can't really think of complications that would really happen as a result of that. But you could stress yourself out and lose some sleep researching it if you fail if you try again, or you can just give up.
I'm gonna push a little bit.
All right. You go ahead and roll again.
Still fail.
Still fail. You gain a point of stress as you lose sleep, frustrating yourself as you're why the fuck can't I find anything about this? This should be easier, but it's not, alas. Oh yeah, also another thing you can use to gain advantage if you have something that would give you an advantage, like a piece of equipment. Now you all have equipment. Let's see here. Items. You have everyone choose your load at this point. You can have light, normal, or heavy. And a load of light would give you 3. The normal load would give you 5, and a heavy load would give you 6. And then if you look on the play aid thing, you can see what items you get. So if you had something that would give you a bonus on something, for example, if you're trying to hack in, you could mark hacking tools and you get an extra die because you had hacking tools. For you, I don't think there's some of you might have something that would give you information, books or whatever, but you always describe illicit drugs that are mind enhancing, for example. But yeah, something to think about if you wanted to get extra dice. But moving on, let's see here. Lamarck, you gonna do anything to research the job? Gather some information, investigate.
Someone already tried hacking.
Yep. I mean, you could try hacking. You have your own angles to do it, but you can try something you're better at. For example, let's look at your sheet. You do have 2 in hack, so yeah, actually that is good. You could skulk. You could sneak up on, or you could use sway. You could try and convince somebody from the Janus Syndicate to tell you more about these crystals.
Yeah, I'll try that. Just a friend of a friend who knows a guy who knew a guy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, I'll try him.
All right, this will be controlled.
All right.
What will Tom roll?
What? Jesus, fuck!
You're just getting the bad rolls out of the way. Anyways, I don't know, man. I don't think I should tell you. Now you could push it, make it a risky roll. This would actually have a complication, not stress.
Let's do it.
All right.
Double down. Double down.
I mean, that's
Please. I would never eat one of those.
Whoa.
Commit to the action.
There
Commit
we
to
go.
the action.
Yeah, you succeed. Critical success on a risky roll. And you didn't spend any gambit, so I think you gain a gambit for that.
Also, I have the scoundrel ability. Never tell me the odds.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you gain. So you're up to 3 gambits. And you get a critical success. Or no, you do it. So the Janus Syndicate member is like, oh, fine.
I knew you would. Thanks.
These red crystals, they're called the Cleary. Their formal name are the Clearian Precursor Artifacts X39. They're somewhat classified, but people call them the Eyes of Vengeance. Apparently, they were dug out of some larger precursor artifact, something that had some sort of robot or mechanism or statue or something. I don't know the details, but it was part of our larger system, and they're unique, and they're highly attuned to way energies. in ways people don't understand. But they're also, someone put them in a plasma cannon once, and it worked really well. So people just like, oh shit, those would be great for cannons. Not sure how Space Tiger King wound up with them, but he's been hiding them for a while. But yeah, we really like those. But yeah, they're crazy, weird precursor artifacts that interact with Way energy.
Well, that sounds delightful.
Yeah, the Eyes of Vengeance. I don't know why they're called that. Anyway, all right, very good.
What's the worst that could happen?
Yep. Okay. What is the worst that could happen? So,
Well, you are running the game, Ross, so I
yep.
know the answer to that.
Next up, Harrison. What do you want to do to research the job before you head out?
I think that, I mean, they're way attuned, right? So it seems like attune would be a good thing to do in this situation, and I think it would be something along the lines of, maybe not like, here on Warren, but like on flight to the Okies, to Okie 5, sorry.
Yep.
And like in orbit above it, like reach out with the Way to try and identify, like see if these precursor artifacts, these red crystals, stand out to my senses in any way.
Okay, sure. Go ahead and roll. This will also be controlled because you're at a distance.
Hasn't worked.
Sometimes, still shows you as typing.
3. Not great.
You did 2d6k one, which
It keeps the highest one.
Okay. Yep. All right. Well, the Way is results unclear. Try again later. You can upgrade it. You can make it a risky roll.
Yeah, why not?
All right.
You have scryed for red crystals. There are 8 million results for red crystals.
Okay, let's rub the magic 8-ball again. Exactly the same result.
I mean, no, last time you got a 2 as well.
Okay, so it's slightly better, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, the dice bot hates y'all tonight. So, the consequence is, you get a flare, you gain a point of stress, and there will be a complication because when you land on the planet. At some point in the near future, something has been awakened to you. You have awakened something, and you don't know what doom will. You have toyed with forces you cannot possibly comprehend.
Yeah, as we're coming into the planet, I'm like, this was a mistake. I should never have come.
Yep, basically. Finally,
we're here now, so unfortunately.
Well, no, we still have Leto Lotus. What will you be doing to gather information?
Okay, so there is a casino on the planet, and it's a 2-star casino, which means it's not a very good casino, but it's still in this system. So I am going to go to the most disgusting restaurant that is here on this space station, and I know for a fact it's called Big Dance Taco Shack.
Yeah, clearly.
And at Big Dance Taco Shack, I also know that's where all the people who lose their money gambling go to get some more money. They end up working at the Taco Shack.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
So I'm just going to go consort with the employees and see if they can slip me some information.
All right. Yeah. Consort. Yeah. Go and give me a roll. This is controlled. Pretty safe. You're just trying to get local scuttlebutt about the environment.
Yeah. The political scene, what the Tiger King is like, etc., etc.
Okay.
That's a 6.
Yep. All right. So
I offer them a pack of cigarettes and they tell me everything.
Yeah, the Tiger King, apparently the big talk is the Tiger King has been having problems with there's a Tiger Messiah that's set up on the other side of the planet. The Tiger Messiah is trying to save all the tigers and claims the Tiger King is a tiger tyrant. And so the Tiger King or tyrant, depending on your point of view, has put a bounty out on the Tiger Messiah. And the Tiger Messiah, of course, doesn't really care for that. So that's sort of the big thing. Of course, that's highly illegal. And the kind of thing that the hegemonic forces heard about or took seriously, they would, come down here in force and arrest the Tiger King, because this is still under hegemonic law. It's not its own, polity. It's not its own system. And there's no such thing as a Tiger King when there's the hegemon, officially speaking. Let's see here. Critical success on a crawl. What else would you want to know? The Tiger King is hiring new keepers and employees to manage all his zoo of many creatures, not just tigers, but many others. Of course, there's also the there's the Nebula strip joint with the owned by Steve, the strip club owner, who has apparently had some business dealings with the Tiger King, Space Tiger King.
We all know the mighty Steve.
Yeah, they've apparently partied together, although nobody knows much of the details. But yeah, that's let's see. You can ask one more question later on if you want to clarify things. But yeah, that's sort of the overview of the main. There's another tiger sanctuary on the other side of the planet. The casino is actually not too far from the Tiger King's kingdom, as it were, which is basically a big enclosed space. Well, a jungle with a bunch of cages in it, some space mobile homes, and a big parking lot, for spaceships, tourist ships, and then of course a road leading up to the casino. But on the other side of the planet, which isn't that big, is the Tiger Messiah's sanctuary, or abandoned space tigers. Big.
What's the difference between tigers and space tigers?
Well, there's a lot of differences. The one is orange and black, and the other one is black and orange. So
son of a bitch, that's basically biology right there.
One in 1,000 space tigers are silver, can shoot laser beams, and are actually highly attuned to the way. Although no one's actually seen one of them, but this is statistically speaking, there are only 999 space tigers in existence right now. So they're just waiting for that 1,000th one to get bored.
I sometimes expect like a version of that Sarah McLachlan song to start up now.
Well, no, that's more Tiger Messiah. Space Tiger King has a country anthems that are being belted on all frequencies. I saw Space Tiger.
Killing grandma.
Killing the Tiger Messiah, actually. What other songs are there? There's a whole YouTube channel of this shit.
And Sandra won big at our new casino.
Yeah. There's a bunch of casino ads for it. Let's see here. The wedding ceremony for apparently Joe Exotic is a Xeno who splits via amorphous,
parthenogenic reproduction.
Yeah, basically. But he marries himself a lot. So yeah, I don't know. It's complicated.
I say we take off and nuke the entire site from orbit.
Wow.
Okay, so in short, from talking to the guy who works the drive-thru, I've learned that a viable strategy for this is we can call the cops and rob his house while the cops show up.
Well, the cops aren't going to show up unless you get proof that he's trying to commit murder for hire. This is all rumors you've heard from the drive-thru guy. You have to get it you have to have someone actually solicit him for money. Like, I will pay you this many creds to kill the Tiger Messiah. Let's see here. Let's see. Yeah. So anyway, you are all on Oki 5. You've got the lay of the land, as it were. And the way this goes is the job is sort of done by first figuring out what kind of mission this is going to be. And you can also do a pre-mission to make your other mission easier. So in general, you can talk about your approach, and then I can figure out whether this is like an assault, a deception, an infiltration, a mystic sort of job, a social job, or a transport job. And also if you want to do a pre-job to make it easier to do the real job, which is again to find the energy crystals, which you have no idea where they are, although you do know they are way artifacts. So, yeah. What do you guys want to do?
I mean, it would be good to have some idea of where these artifacts are, right?
You could, in fact, do a pre-job to figure out a way to find the crystals. Perhaps you could find an artifact that would help you detect them, or find an expert to explain more of this shit to you, or find an informant who could tell you more, like someone who has been kicked out from the Tiger Kingdom, exiled, as it were, and find their secrets, that kind of thing.
Okay. I think I like the sound of that. I don't know how I don't know how the pre-jobs work.
Well, basically, you choose the type of job you do. Then I make an engagement roll, and that'll determine what the first roll is going to be at, whether it's going to be controlled, risky, or desperate. So, yeah. So, but yeah, if you want to, I mean, you can just get basically you need to find the crystals, so you don't have to well, I mean, the Space Tiger Kingdom is only so big. It has to be somewhere on the grounds of the Space Tiger Kingdom. So you could just figure out a way to search that place, and eventually you'll find it. But if you decide to do something to make sure you can find the crystals quickly, then you could, do that job first, and then come back with your detector or your expert to make the main job easier. So, what are you guys thinking, in terms of an approach? Just in general, how do you want to get one over on the Space Tiger King?
I think the speaker is probably a great route into this, don't you?
Okay. So assault, deception, infiltration, mystic, social, or transport. Definitely not assault. We're not just gonna ram raid his house.
Yeah, he's got a lot of tigers.
Yeah, that's true.
And guns. He actually has a lot of guns. There are music videos of him, singing about how great tigers are, and a lot of them feature him shooting at targets that are meant to represent his many enemies, real and imagined.
Okay, transport probably not so much. So that kind of leaves deception, infiltration. Mystic would definitely be using powers to talk to the crystals, or there would be the social one.
Yeah, you could do a way ritual to try and contact the crystals directly.
Though I do regrettably feel like we should go to Steve's strip joint to find out more information.
Well, maybe, or we should, yes, to find information.
Yeah, deception. You could trick Steve, the strip club owner, into revealing the secrets.
That's true. We could do that.
Should we do that?
That's like plan.
I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Okay.
Let's do that.
All right, so you go to Nebula Steve Strip Club for the Xenos that are so it caters to Xenos that reproduce through non-sexual means. So basically, you have dancing piles of sentient fungus. They're just fish who are just swimming in tanks, and they're sentient fish, but apparently it's very compelling swimming to the other sentient fish that are watching it. Things of that nature. There's a lot of neon lighting, a lot of blue lighting. It's playing very loud music. There's a buffet table. There's with some bat-grown chicken wings, space chicken wings, of course. Apparently, this is one of the highlights of the planet. It's a really good buffet. There's customers, there's dancers, there's servers, there's a DJ, there's clearly drug dealers that are trying to blend in, but trying to be like, hey, want some space drugs? So you do not see Steve. You have seen his image. He is featured in a couple of music videos. He is a very large man who wears polo shirts, which are quite exotic and odd looking. The polo shirt is a extinct form of fashion. It's like wearing a pirate shirt today. You're not sure why he does it, but he owns strip clubs, so that could explain his eccentric behavior. He is
A grave responsibility.
yes, clearly.
A true
So,
connoisseur of the arts.
mhm. A human is trying to get on top of the trying to grab some of the fungus so he can snort it before the bouncer, which is an Urbot, a robot bouncer, peels him off the dancer and throws him out into the night. Steve's nowhere to be seen. What do you all want to do? We'll start with Lamarck, since you are a Xeno. Lamarck, is there what do you call your species? You said they look like mind flayers.
Yeah.
Uh,
Isserith.
Itherus?
Isserith.
Isserith.
Yeah.
Is there Isserith dancer here?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. What is what's sexy? I don't know. Just very, very, very briefly, I regret as I say that immediately.
I can go there if you want me to go.
No,
there.
don't. Please keep it PG rated or less.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, please. Is it
No,
Yeah.
for anyone who isn't one of the same species, it's impossible to tell the genders apart.
Yeah. Oh, obviously.
I'm actually to go. It's like her pheromone scent is just intoxicating.
All right, so she's just kind of standing there emitting pheromones.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. How are you? How is Lamarck handling it?
He's gonna play it nice and cool, and I would say sway.
Sway. Okay. Oh well. I mean, what are you trying to do? Just describe your goal. Like, what are you trying to accomplish?
Kind of find. I'm trying to get the lowdown of what's been going on, who comes in.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So you're just kind of watching and figuring out. So yeah, you can roll sway for that.
Okay.
This will also be controlled. That's not very risky. You're not going to get a lot of information if you succeed, but it's pretty simple.
All right.
I'll say there's also like a sentient octopus up there, just changing their color on their skin. So that's a partial success. You do look around as your eyes grow accustomed to the dark, lights. You do see a corridor off to the side, towards the back, that is unmarked and clearly meant to be ignored. And your senses give you indication that that's where the manager's office is. So that's probably where Steve is, if he's anywhere on the premises. There's also a VIP. There are also VIP booths that, but you doubt Steve would be there, at least right during business hours. That's for customers.
Sure.
So you figured out where Steve would probably be if he was anywhere here. And that place is kind of concealed. It doesn't look like anyone's guarding it directly, but there's no one standing in front of the door. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I picked up that. I'm pretty sure I know where Steve is.
Okay. So you pick that up. Let's see here. What else? Who wants to do something next?
I'm gonna. Is there anyone looking around at the various drug dealers that looks like he can't quite afford his next hit?
Yes. Yeah. There's some. Basic. They look poor, like students. Pretty cheaply dressed. You do know some spaceships. Some large groups of students from other planets will charter rides out to cheap casino planets for cheap spring breaks, cheap vacations, essentially. It's also sort of like trolling through the gutters, for the well-to-do. But these are still students, so they don't have much in the way. So they're also trying to work up the bravery to go and try and get some drugs. But yeah. Are you looking for someone else then?
I'm looking for more like someone who looks more like a native around here who's just
Okay.
down on their luck. Someone who might know a thing or two about the place, but might be tempted.
There was somebody who was right outside who looked like they were definitely coming down from something. So if you go back outside, there was an old dude, clearly looked rather weathered and sweaty, and would love to have some cyber coke or something to perk themselves up with. Yeah, or some of these some dried space fungus, which is a very potent drug. Yeah. So yeah, there not no one in the club, but there's somebody right outside.
Okay. I guess I'll go out there to ask more about the
Yeah.
about the
Yeah. What do you
space
want?
tiger.
Huh?
Well, hey, buddy, you look like you know your way around here pretty well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you need some help finding something?
Uh, yeah.
What are
You
you
ever
looking
been
for?
over to the Space Tiger King's estate?
Yeah, of course I have. What else is there to do here aside from the casino? Got to earn money to spend somehow.
No, I mean there's a few other things to do around here, and maybe if you tell me a few things like, do you know any back ways over there? Perhaps maybe we can make a deal.
Yeah. Sure. All right. So, go ahead and roll sway. This will be a risky roll.
Can I throw in illicit drugs into this?
Yeah, I'll give you an extra die for that. Mark that off as one of your things.
Mhm.
Do. Oh, internet.
Ay.
And
Sorry.
now, no, it's
Let me
fine.
try that again. Roll
Sometimes
D6.
the dice bot gets a little slow.
Yeah.
All right. I'll keep an eye on that for a second. We'll as we wait for the drug transaction to process. We will let's see here.
Go talk to Doctor Drugs.
Yeah, apparently. Just hold on one hot minute here. Let's see. Yeah, this happens actually. I've noticed this happening in several games where the dice bot will like lag out for a bit and then especially start catching up later on. I think it's 8 o'clock around this time of night is sort of like peak dice bot usage time. So we'll just I'll just keep an eye on that while we move on to the next person. Harrison, what are you going to be doing in the strip club?
I think mainly I'm just going to be going into the buffet, frankly.
All right.
Like, everyone's been talking about how good it is, and this is, this is everybody else's scene, really. Like, I'm just gonna get some food and check out the fungus show.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You realize that they have a lot of different. It's really high quality vat grown chicken flesh. And they have a lot of different sauces available for it. A lot of different spicy levels of spice, different savory, sweet, salty. Like, I mean, it's the person here really knows their wings. And really, yeah. Unless you're like a vegetarian or something.
Oh no! I bring over a plate of wings to Lito as well.
Yeah,
Like,
no, they're quite good. It's quite filling.
I'm like, how do you want to play this, man? Like, we find his office, we make an offer. Like,
Yeah.
what?
I delicately eat my wings, dressed in my finest negotiation clothes at the moment, because now I am in my element. I am wearing a green and purple Cat in the Hat stovepipe hat, a monocle, heavy makeup and spray tan bronzer, a gray tank top that reads, "Of course I love fast. I got bass to catch," a buckskin style red bomber jacket with the arm and back tassels, acid wash parachute pant jeans, and Croc sandals. I am the most exquisite and rich person in this strip club,
Nice.
Wow.
and I dress the part.
I love it. All right, I'll just roll the dice before we get too far there. I'll just roll the dice myself. I have 2d6 right here, so you'll just have to trust my roll, Lusic, as the dice bot takes a fucking vacation. And you got a 5, partial success, 5 and a 3. So,
Okay.
with that, you, he gets the drugs. He's like, oh. Oh, you're so nice. I was gonna. I get paid if I lure assholes out to get fed. Give the tiger something to hunt. But I can't do that to you. You gave me real drugs. Um, so uh, yeah, there's a way. There's a back way out there, but they leave it open so people will get eaten by the tigers. So don't go that way unless you're ready to deal with a lot of hungry tigers and space tigers. So
But there's an open door.
no, well, it's like a hole in the fence, but it's kind of rigged so that once you go through, it closes behind you after a few minutes. So you first, and they have an alarm there, so they know when somebody goes through. And they got cameras set up nearby so they can watch you. So, yeah, I guess you could if you had. I don't know where the cameras are, but they're pretty old, so it'd be easy to hack if you could find them. So you could get through since you know about them now. But again, it's in a big they just let the tigers roam out there, and also the experimental tigers. Yeah, the slime mold tigers. You don't want to deal with them.
I'm starting to doubt some shit here. Just saying.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, usually the dice bot comes back after a few minutes.
Yeah, I'm fine with the. I'm pretty sure you're not going to lie
Yeah.
about the dice you roll. You're not that petty.
Yeah. We'll just keep rolling. We'll if it doesn't come back in like 10 minutes or something, 10 more minutes from now, we'll do that. We'll try that, but we'll just keep doing that. So you found out about one way in, but it's a trap. But you know how to deal with a trap if you want to do that. So it'll be a way to sneak in, but then you'd have to deal with the tigers. But and the experimental tigers, whatever those are. If that guy is even telling the truth, you might just be imagining it. Yeah. So
Just one piece of clarification.
Yeah.
He told me this before he started taking the drugs, right?
Yeah, no. Well, he tested it out to make sure they were real illicit drugs, and now that he knows that they're real illicit drugs, he's like, "Oh, you're so nice. I guess I won't have you betray you and have you killed." So yeah, he's a real sweetheart.
Okay.
So yeah. Let's see here. So I think it's just Leto. Yeah. So Leto, you know where the manager's office is. You've heard about this trap. The wings are really nice. What do you want to do?
Well, I'm dressed the part for business and negotiation.
Yeah, I assume you marked off fancy clothes.
Yep. So, Harrison, I need you to be cool. You're cool, right?
At least half as cool as your costume, man.
Thank you. That means a lot to me. All right. Let's go see if we can talk to the manager. And I guess just looking as ostentatious as I can, I just start splurging. Just, big tipper, not even really paying attention, just going around, minding my business, being polite, and I'm hanging out with Harrison. So it's very clear that the two of us are here together.
Mm-hmm.
And just trying to curry favor to get an audience with Steve. So would that be sway or would that be consort?
Consort sounds like more consort.
All right, let's give this a shot. Do my fancy clothes factor into this?
Yeah, you get an extra die for that. This is still risky though. Yeah, fuck Jesus. All right, so you get a gambit. You're up to 4 gambits, I believe.
I guess tonight is the night I'm a luck vampire.
Yeah, yeah, kind of is. So dice bot's back, and so you basically, spend a lot. What kind of Xeno dancers are you tipping, by the way?
I'm tipping there's a lot of the slime molds that, focus on like contortion and color.
Mm-hmm.
And I really just believe that it's very fashionable to be chartreuse in an environment such as this. and
Oh yeah, yeah.
they're knocking it out of the park.
Oh, they really are. All right. So Steve pops out of his office and is like, "Hey, I want you. You all seem to be having a good time. I love seeing that in my club. Hey, how about a free round of drinks for y'all? Yeah, here, come on. Yeah, get these fine gentlemen a round of drinks. What do you buy? What are you having? You want a dirty martini, dirty beer, a dirty rum and coke, dirty Moscow Mule, dirty. You know, he starts naming drinks. Apparently they're all dirty. So so Steve's there. He's quite happy. He's getting you a round of drinks to keep you in the club and happy. But this is your opportunity. So you got a critical success. So what are you trying to get him to? What's your line? What's your opening?
Oh, thank you. I'll have a dirty Manhattan.
Okay, yeah, give him a dirty Manhattan. So you get you dirty Long Island. So yeah, you get your dirty drinks. Steve is quite chatty. In fact, he seems to be quite happy himself. It's like, well, I'm just happy myself. I just like seeing these y'all being happy in here. I signed a major business deal. It's going to be great. It's going to be great for business. This business deal, and we're gonna expand. We're gonna franchise. It's gonna be great. Yeah, good things coming for Steve, the strip club owner. I'm so happy. I'm talking about myself in the third person. So, yeah.
I heard only really good strip club owners do that.
All right. So, Lito, what do you have your opening, the perfect opening, whatever it is. What's your angle?
That's excellent, Steve. I am Lido Lotus of House Lotus of the Lovely Petals. Perhaps you have heard of our syndicate?
Oh, of course I have. You can tell he's lying, but he seems very eager to ingratiate himself with you.
I also have the power that lets me know whenever somebody's lying.
Oh,
so, just ding.
Yeah.
Okay. We are looking to expand our business out in this area, and if business is good for you, business can be good for the both of us.
Mm-hmm.
So
sure,
please, why don't you tell me about your good fortunes?
Well, I mean, it's a bit confidential. You understand? I mean, and I can't reveal confidential things unless, of course, you're a member. Unless you just happen to be in the right industry. So you tell me what business you're in, and if you're in the same business that I just sealed the deal, then of course it would be relevant to bring you in because of your expertise and your connections and your wealth. But I mean, if you're in a different business, then it does nobody no good. To bring you in, you understand. So you just tell me what business you're in. I'll tell you if it'll be worth my time for you to come in. Yeah.
Should I roll or should I just continue to role play?
I mean, if you got a sense of what his business deal is in, let's see here. You could try to just role play and guess. I mean, if you just say what you think it is, there's that. Of course, you do have. Let's see here.
I have study.
Yeah, study. Of course, you do have someone attuned in the way who right next to you who might be able to use the mysterious powers of the way to foresee this.
Yeah, I'll assist Harrison by keeping Steve talking.
There you go. Yeah. All right. So Harrison, you get 1+1 on a tune check.
Okay. Do we think it's worth spending a gamble? Maybe.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's do it. Spend a gamble. We're down to 3, I think now. 5.
All right. So it would actually be you get a sense it's a legal settlement of a sort, some sort of legal deal that has been sealed. Something that could have gotten him into a lot of he avoided a really bad thing happening to him. It seems like to you rather than he's reframing it in an odd way, but I guess he's so relieved that it's basically good news for him. But it's a so perhaps referencing yourself as a expert lawyer or a criminal defense expert or something like that might be the best way to get Steve on your side.
So we're like a professional business, like we cover our backs in anyone that we're doing business with. Kind of like, even if we're not lawyers, we're airtight, right? We're not some rink-a-dink kind of bullshit, maybe.
Yeah.
Yes, and I am well versed in syndicate law, especially law within my own faction. And I believe that it's always profitable to know the law and to know how to skirt the law or to bend it in your favor.
Oh, you actually are a legal expert. Oh, well. All right. Well, actually, let's adjourn to my office for a professional consultation. And by the way, that means everything you spend here tonight is a business expense. I'll be happy to give you a receipt and adjust a few zeros if you want. Either way, let me. You just tell me what number you want on that receipt, and I'll be happy to make it this a deductible expense. You understand? So Harrison and Leto head off to the office. So Lamarck and Det, you two are still around the strip club, but you see this happen, so you can stay nearby in case trouble breaks out, or you can do some other scam, or you can wait to see how. Yeah. So, are you doing anything else? You're going to
I
wait to
think
see.
probably best to stand by in case something is needed.
Okay. And same for you, Det.
Yeah, I'll just hang around.
Okay, so you two are waiting, watching as your two compatriots go into the office. And so the two of you are led into a small, well, actually a fairly large office. There's the table there has a very large glass, a mirror on it, with a large pile of cyber coke, and several tiny laser blades. They're like razor blades, but lasers used to cut lines. And there's a neo straw. You to snort cyber coke, you have to use a neo straw. And then of course there's a safe in the back, a smart safe. It's basically a robot with a safe as a chest, and it's pointing a gun, just sort of whoever's in front of them. So if you dial the wrong number on the safe, it shoots you. There is let's see, the posters of various dancers, computer off to the side, typical. Imagine what a futuristic strip club strip club manager's office would look like, and that's basically it. The smell is indescribable. It's pheromones, perfume, sweat, drugs, Febreze. It's
Oh no, Febreze!
Yeah.
It's
I very discreetly dab something under my nose when he's not looking. Not drugs, it's just mint.
Is it more drugs?
Not yet. The night is still young.
Yeah. It's just some would say this is where Axe body spray came from. Although it's 1,000 times more diluted.
The rumors were true.
I mean, it makes sense. It is called Lynx Overseas.
Yeah, exactly. So the two of you are take on chairs, slightly sweaty chairs, and Steve's like, "Look, I don't know how much you know about this planet, but the big shot around here is the Space Tiger King, but that's about to change. This little vendetta against the Tiger Messiah is costing everyone business. It's getting distracting, but some people are moving in on the Space Tiger King, and they're going to deal with him legally, like." But I had business with him. I had parties. I signed contracts. You know what? It happens. You start partying. You start taking drugs. You start signing contracts. You don't know what you're doing. It feels so good to sign contracts when you're high.
You're in business with Joe Exotic then.
Who? No, the Space Tiger King.
Oh, is that not Joe Exotic? Sorry.
Yeah. That's the real person. This is so far you only know him. Joe, you only know him as the Space Tiger King.
Joe Space, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
so you're in business with the Tiger King?
Yeah, but it's not my fault. I was on drugs, and it just feels really good to sign contracts when you're high.
Of
on
course, Steve, I understand. It's
Yeah.
always wonderful to make art and put pen to paper when you're high as
Oh
hell.
god, yeah, no, I mean there is a drug that gives you an incredible high when you sign contracts. It's called signature. And God, it fucks you up if you sign legally binding contracts. But in hindsight, I should not have taken that drug, especially when he told me what it was. But I just got to try the new high. So
Before
yeah.
we go into business
You
with you,
gotta
don't
get
we?
high.
Yeah,
All the
Sorry.
good dealers get high on their own supply.
yeah.
That's basically good business.
Hmm.
But yeah, no. So I made a deal with these people. They're gonna help me out of all this trouble. They're let's see here. They have connections. You see, connections. And they're called the Vigilance. They're warrior mystics that seek to enforce an ancient code of justice. And yeah, they got connections with the hegemon, and so they also are really good at the law. So they're apparently this whole assassination thing that he's trying to do. Well, he's trying to find an assassin to go after the Tiger Messiah, but he also committed some other crimes. Well, that the vigilance want taken care of, and they had me sign up as an informant. They told me not to tell anybody, but you're lawyers, you have to keep this confidential, right?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, good. See, yeah, so we're fine that way. And they said they would go and I gave them enough information that they'd go and wreak vengeance on them and take what has been stolen, whatever that meant. I assume a tiger of some kind. There's plenty. Do you want a tiger cub? I have some tiger cubs in the back. Do you accept payment for your legal services, or do you just want? I'll get you a fruit basket. There'll be a tiger cub in it. Do you want that?
Let's put that on the back burner for now.
Yeah,
That would be a
okay.
viable option for payment, but let's continue to discuss your problems.
Okay.
Your many, many problems.
Well, it's really the one. They said they would destroy any contracts I signed when they did the raid to get rid of the Space Tiger King and reclaim that which was taken from them, which I assume is some sort of code for tax evasion. And they said they would spare me in the casino because I strip clubs and people aren't going to come all the way out here just for a strip club. You got to have something here. And they said they'd leave the Tiger Sanctuary intact-ish. They really emphasized the ish, but enough that we could rebuild and maybe have a new. Maybe the Tiger Messiah is gonna. She really wants us to stop selling tiger cubs and having tours. I mean, she does the same thing. She doesn't sell the cubs. She has the tours. Maybe we can work something out and we let them people see the tigers for money. Anyways, I'm just rambling at this point, but the point is they would not kill me with their laser swords, and they said I would not see a day in prison. So, that sounds
like a
legit
good
to
deal.
you as a second
Yeah.
opinion. Does that sound fine?
Yeah, I mean, what do you think, honorable councilman?
I think that you have been put in a very precarious position, but this does sound workable to some extent.
Well,
Probably.
good. Well, that's great.
And so that we'd know about the vigilance being like warrior mystics, right? Like
Yep. The Vigilance is a faction. They do not have legal enforcement powers. They're kind of they're vigilantes. Weirdly enough,
the fascist Jedi kind of thing.
yeah, yeah. They are enemies of the Janus Syndicate.
Yeah, they're not enemies of the Janus Syndicate, but it sounds like they want what we want. To be honest.
I mean,
Yep.
yeah, possibly.
So Steve, tell me about this. This is a lovely place you got here, but like I heard that they build all these casinos on old precursor burial grounds. Is that true?
Well, yeah, of course. Haven't you been at the casino? They got this thing. Look at our precursor burial ground. They do magic shows on it. They also have a guy with well, nobody knows what a precursor looks like, but he says his puppet looks like a dead precursor, and he does a little puppet show. It's not actually talking; it's him. It's what you call it, ventriloquism, which is I've been told is not a form of way mysticism, but an actual skill that people could learn without the powers of the way. But he's pretty funny too. He talks about he does a lot of jokes about you might be a precursor if your spaceship can also destroy is fueled by a black hole. And how's it go? Well, anyways, it's funnier if you're there. Also, if you take some drugs, that helps a lot. Like hysterical, it makes everything seem hysterical, especially ventriloquism. So,
there ain't. It's just for show, then, right? There ain't none of that weird stuff going on around here.
Define weird.
Well, I heard that Tiger King has experimental tigers.
Yeah. He says he does. I haven't seen them. He says he had videos about them, but they were always right off camera. He said they're too dangerous to be seen, or that they're not in the visible spectrum. You had to be a tetrachromat or something to see them, or a shrimp mantis. The shrimp mantis people got offended by that, so he had to take that video down. Because you can't make jokes about how many colors they can see. They can see a lot more than we can, but just you can't. Anyway, I'm getting off on a tangent. Nobody's seen the experimental tigers, but he says he has them. He makes a lot of claims, but he does have a lot of tigers. That's for sure.
No other generally programmed for is there any weird hints about these relics or whatever,
oh sure, I mean there's weird glowing lights. I thought that might be a rave, but in hindsight it might be something else. Red glowing lights in the distance at night. People do go missing a lot. A lot of people lose their limbs, wake up without memories of the last couple of days, or strange cybernetic prosthetics that are not standardized. Let's see here. I've had crazy nightmares where I'm being chased through the jungle by something unspeakably evil and hungry right behind me. For days. Driving me to the point of madness.
Well, Steve, I think I only speak for myself here, but I think you have sold me on the business opportunities available on this planet.
Oh yeah. No, right. Of course, then I take don't give a shit. That's not its lab name. That's its street name. And then you don't really care about being insane anymore. Technically, I've been driven mad multiple times over, but
you can tell.
you get over it. I come from the ancient Earth world, from the lost city of Florida. Our people are strong and resilient.
I heard about them fellers.
So, do you think we're done with what we can get out of Steve? I feel like we know a lot more about what we're heading into, like a three-way fight kind of thing between us, the Vigilance, and the Tiger King.
Yes, this has been very informative, and also my shirt is stuck to the back of this chair. I would like to leave.
Oh, that happens. You won't get the there. We got some from Bree. I can Febreze it. That usually actually works. You want to squirt you a little?
No, that'll be fine. It's authentic pleather. I can work this out myself. But thank you very much for the offer.
All right. Well, good doing business with you. Let me get. Do you want a gift basket now, or you're staying at the hotel, right? I'll just have it sent to the hotel.
Yes, please send a feral tiger cub to the hotel. Thank you.
And a fruit basket. I'm
basket.
I'm classy. We're classy here.
Of course, this is by far the most classy Xeno-focused strip joint in a planet full of swamps that I've ever been to.
Why, thank you. We're really trying to beat Swamp Planet 8. If you could put that on Space Yelp, that'd help a lot. Fuck those guys. I hate them so much. Swamp Planet.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. All right. All right, so you're all catch up with each other pretty quickly on all the details. And so you know some more. The vigilance is in the area. They're looking for the same. They're probably, given what you know about the group, looking for the same artifacts you are. And you know one way in, but you have to deal with lots of tigers and traps. There's also possibly experimental tigers, but nobody's really confirmed that. I would say, Lito, you do know you could have Steve introduce you to the Space Tiger King as a way to get closer, or you could, I don't know. How do you want to get in?
So we're choosing our main plan now, right?
I would assume so. Like, you've done a lot of research now, but
yeah. I quite like the idea of talking our way in, I guess. But we could also assault, not assault, but sneak in during the the raid kind of thing, in the confusion, try and get there before the vigilance do and get it out of there. And we could do a mystic one where I try and lead us to the crystals, link up with them or whatever.
Yeah. I kind of like the idea of me and Lamarck going to actually talk to the Tiger King. And because the two of you are nimble, well, Det is nimble and you've got your ability to attune. So you're more or less the motion tracker in order to get there.
Yeah, and I can wipe people's minds as well, which might come in useful.
Just to throw this on the table, we have a entrance that is guarded by tigers. And we have an organization on the other side of the planet who is looking for more tigers, probably.
Yes.
Just putting that on the table.
Yeah, that's another option.
I'd rather not get near the tigers. I don't know about y'all.
Okay.
Are you having some psychic premonition about that?
Someone told me about being hunted through a jungle endlessly by something they were scared of but couldn't see, and it really, really hit home.
Fair enough. All right. So is this so? So it does seem to be either deceiving or infiltration or a little bit of both.
I'd argue that's deception mainly, because we're essentially going off their deception of the Tiger King.
Yeah, you also could use that to figure out where the crystals are, and then send in your infiltrators to go get them. Yeah, more of a notion. Okay, so deception it is. So
where we are as well, couldn't
yeah. So the way this works, it's sort of like it is Ocean's 11 going back and forth. Do a thing and then do that. So let's see here. Let's do the engagement roll. So it is a fortune roll, which is 1d for sheer luck. I would say you have one major advantage, but you also have a major disadvantage, because the disadvantage is the vigilance are going to be raiding and you don't know when that is. And when they show up, that's going to really throw your shit into high gear. So your advantage, of course, is the intel you just got from your strip club friend. Let's see here. I would say it is bold, though. So bold and daring to go up and talk to the Tiger King directly. What in general is you don't have to give out your approach, but what is your initial hook to talk to the Tiger King, Space Tiger King?
Honestly, probably just that we do crimes. You do crimes. Let's do crimes together.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty straightforward.
We could kill the Tiger Messiah. We've heard about the job on the table.
That's true. We could also be going under the pretenses of being hitmen. Yeah,
you actually have heard. Yeah, you specifically heard that he is looking for assassins to kill the Tiger Messiah. So that is pretty bold and daring. So you're at 2 dice right now. Does not really. You don't know his vulnerabilities or hit them where they're weakest, but you're not hitting them where he's strongest. So no modifiers there. You don't have any friends or contacts to provide aid or insight, and there are none of your enemies or rivals are interfering. Are there any other elements you'd want to consider? No. So yeah, it's rolling at 2d6. So I will roll that, and let's.
This isn't like a roll thing, just like canonically.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna
one. This is the engagement roll. So basically means what the stakes are for the first roll.
right.
So yeah.
No, I just want to say, canonically, I go to that hotel and I get that tiger cub because morally I'm opposed to leaving that poor thing out there in a hotel. So no matter what, I'm going to show up to this with a tiger cub and a baby Bjorn.
Okay.
It had to be that way. There
Yeah.
was no other way it could happen.
Yeah, there's a cute tiger cub in a fruit basket. Yeah.
I dub thee Butterscotch.
I
Good.
be upon setting eyes like, we are loving and keeping that thing forever.
Yes, of course.
This
This has all been worth it.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, you get a 6 means it's a controlled roll. So good job. So the first roll is going to be we'll just go right into it. So obviously, Lido, you're going to just walk in the front door, wanting to talk to the Space Tiger King. But you'll first have to talk to the guy at the front desk.
Great. One of my many nemesis, the guy at the front desk.
Yep.
Oh, that guy. That freaking guy.
Who is named Garm. Garm is wears sunglasses, has a mullet, and has a malfunctioning cyber arm that keeps twitching. It says, "Welcome to the Space Tiger Kingdom. My name is Garm. We have a tour in 45 minutes, but if you would like to wait, we have our pizzeria, which I assure you is grade B meat, which means it is acceptable for sentient consumption, including humans. And just because it is grown from, it is the cast off from the vats, from the meat vats, does not mean it is not good to eat. It is tasty. We also have a gift shop with many gifts, and also you can sit down and watch music videos and Tiger TV, Space Tiger TV, where the space and you see the Space Tiger King. He is talking on Space Tiger TV, talking about how much the Tiger Messiah is a menace to everyone, and it is clear she assassinated her Primarch. She clearly assassinated him. The Primarch of that space legionnaire of that space legion that she was serving in, and usurped control of the space legion's fortune to make this tiger sanctuary. And of course, she genetically and all those tigers used to be space legionnaires that she threw into some machines to turn them into tigers. This is all well documented. Well, I mean, not legally speaking, but it's common sense, people. It's common sense. And so that's the level of discourse on. But there's a control roll. Garm is not suspecting. So how are you going to get past Garm? You do see a map of the. Also, is everybody with Lido, or are you waiting? Well, actually, we don't have to establish that right now. You could be wherever you need to be as we're doing this heist. Lido, how are you going to get past Garm?
Good afternoon. We're here to speak with the Tiger King about that open contract for the discreet job he's been offering.
Okay, that's very straightforward. And I would say that actually sounds like command. Do you have command?
I do have command.
All right, give me command.
Does it count that I'm wearing my finery still?
Oh yeah, you're definitely wearing your Space Florida finery.
I just still kind of smell like a strip club, but that's
Oh,
fine.
yeah.
It goes with the outfit.
Oh no, it's definitely appropriate for this.
Should I use a gambit or no?
That's up to you guys. You're down to 3 now.
Feel free if you want, man. I feel like controlled, maybe we can get into some riskier stuff, maybe. But feel free. Go big. Why not?
We'll go big.
You can also
just in
push
case.
yourselves too, yeah.
This is true. Or I could ask for Devil's Bargain.
Yep.
I'll ask for Devil's Bargain.
Okay. All right. Do I have to tell you the devil's bargain before you roll or not? Actually, no.
Yeah, because it comes true no matter what.
All right. So if you accept the devil's bargain, then you will have to deal with an animal emergency that happens as soon.
Sounds
as...
great, Roland. I got a 6.
All right, critical success. You're here for the contract. And then a experimental gator bursts through the window with it has the suction cup legs and starts skittering on the ceiling. And it takes a bite out of it actually rips Garm's cybernetic arm off. He's like, damn it! Cletus, damn it! You're not sure if Cletus is the gator or the person who was supposed to keep the experimental gator from getting out, but this gator is this is definitely a risky situation right now. It is going around looking. You're not sure if it's going to attack you next or kill Garm. You need to act quickly, or somebody needs to act quickly.
Congrats, that's Harrison and Det's excuse to sneak away.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Totally.
All right. So meanwhile, Harrison Det. One of you can give me a skulk roll, and the other person would get +1 for the assist.
Okay,
Chekhov's gator.
Or I'll roll. I'll do skulk. I'm actually good at that.
All right. Well, so all three of you are skulking together.
Oh, was Lamarck going to go into the meeting with Tiger King?
He could, or he could go with you guys.
What does Lamarck want to do?
Okay, well, can only one person assist?
Yeah, no, multiple people can assist, but that means you're committed to that. You can't go to the meeting.
Okay, I'll stand. I'll be going to the meeting with.
Okay, so it's Harrison and Det.
Cool.
Yeah.
I will assist them.
Okay.
Which is a stress, I think, isn't it, to assist? Or is that not the case in Scum?
No. Oh, yeah, the assist. They take 1 stress. Yeah, good point. So you take a stress.
Down.
Yep. Good call. Good call. I forgot about that. So, let's see here. Det, you can roll.
So I actually have no skulk, so
Oh,
How do you
must
know?
be the
I do. I have one.
Okay.
So,
All right.
okay. So I'll assist. You skulk.
Yeah, so if you assist Det, you take the stress. Yeah.
Cool. So that's 2d6. And you know what? I'll push myself for 3d6.
Okay. And this is risky.
6.
Good thing you did it.
Yeah.
So you're in past in the employee only area of the Space Tiger Kingdom. Congratulations. So there are people running around in khaki uniforms. There you hear a window crash coming from the gift shop area. But yeah, you're on your way. You're looking. There's a lot of prefab buildings, the basic, very, very basic kind of, sheet metal kind of structures scattered throughout. There are also tiger cages. There's also off in the distance, you can see some tourists gathering up, waiting for the next tour. There's a lot going on. So you're looking around, but you're past all that. So it'll take you some time to figure out how you're gonna, you're searching. So good job.
Can I just say that we grab some Tiger Kingdom baseball caps and put them on as we carry on around? So
yeah, you got a 6. Actually,
yeah.
Actually, no, you got a 6. So that's a full success. So yeah, you find Tiger Kingdom uniforms. So yeah, you can get in the khakis and short shorts, and you walk around in that. So yeah, you'll probably all the employees would know each other. So but from a distance, you'll look like an employee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so no one sees who's these people, Yeah, cool.
Bury my face in a clipboard.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's see here. So meanwhile, back at the gift shop, Lamarck, are you going to intercede or are you going to let Lido deal with this shit on his own? Lamarck?
Yeah,
Tom?
I can hear you.
Okay.
So again, what are we dealing with?
an experimental gator. It has suction cup legs, so it's crawling around on the ceiling. It ripped off Garm's cybernetic arm, and looks like it's about to either kill him or attack him or Leto here. And you need Garm to introduce you to the Tiger King.
So, Christ, it's always some damn thing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Are you in the gift shop right now, or are you outside?
I was in the gift shop.
Okay, yeah, you're just watching this go on, and then yeah, experimental gator. You're in danger too. He could go after you.
In that case, well, shit. I'm thinking. I can't. I'm not any good at fighting.
You don't have to fight.
I know. I'm trying to think what to do.
Let's see here. Scramble would work. You could just get people out of the way.
All right, I'll try that.
All right. Are you? I would say a risky action to get one person out of the way. If you want to get both people out of the way, that's a desperate action. You could also hack security systems to try and distract the gator. Let's see here.
Actually,
you could try to persuade the gator to not attack. That's desperate, though.
Yeah. What would that be, a sway?
Yeah, it would be.
Do it.
Do it.
But
Oh, fuck it, why not?
that's desperate, which means if you don't get a 6, something bad is going to happen to you.
No, okay, I'll hack security to maybe
All right, that's risky.
Okay.
All right.
To try to I guess protect everyone in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's do this.
Warning: this is not a sanctioned gator outbreak. This is not part of the schedule. Warning.
There we go.
Yeah, with a 6. You trigger the fire alarms, which everybody knows experimental gators are susceptible to the high frequencies of fire alarms.
Of course.
So it's stunned and flops about on the falls off the ceiling and flops about on the floor in pain as it screeches. The three of you hustle outside as 2 burly employees with laser nets go inside to catch it. Yeah, and a tesseract cage. Yes, they throw it into. Is that goddamn experimental gator? God dang it! Yeah, everybody always asks about the experimental tigers. Nobody thinks to ask about the experimental alligators. Those are well confirmed. But so Leto, thanks to Lamarck, you were hustled off to meet the Space Tiger King, and let's see, Lamarck, did you introduce Lamarck as your associate, or was that just thanks, citizen, and let Lamarck go?
No, I'm absolutely introducing Lamarck.
Okay.
See, it's this kind of quick thinking and ingenuity that we can really bring to this contract.
Oh yeah, Garm is quite impressed. He is. Well, that's just what we need. We need that kind of it. So the 2 of you are headed off to the green room of the Space Tiger TV studio, which is an actual fully functioning broadcast studio. Yeah, it's actually pretty well outfitted. You're kind of surprised. There are several employees there working the consoles and everything, and they are broadcasting to the entire solar system. You're not sure how many people are actually watching it, but Space Tiger King is pretty serious about reaching an audience. And then let's see here. So you 2 are waiting. Meanwhile, Det and Harrison are sneaking through the they've infiltrated past security, and they're in the Space Tiger Kingdom. So how do you want to search for the crystals?
I can try and attune to them again, or we could try that's rig maybe, and we've rigged something up prior to this, like do a flashback and show them we rigged something up. But I'm happy with either. Like, what do you think?
Alternately, we grabbed stuff from the. We grabbed the uniforms and everything to make it look like we're. Does there happen to be a map of the facility? Maybe it doesn't say secret weapons facility on there, but maybe gives us a
There's a
clue.
public map that you've seen that actually does, the tourists have. Yes, you'd have to make some kind of roll to find a secret map or an employee-only map or something like that. The public map has areas like employee, has like souvenir shop. Here's where all the different animal exhibits are. Here's the medic area for the animals, and all the typical places that a Space Tiger Kingdom would have. Warehouse, vehicle depot, orbital anti-ship weapon installation. That's standard. So yeah.
Well, should we try the magic superpowers again and see if we can point out the place on the map? I feel like the consequences of the magic will be less than the consequences of trying to steal a employee map kind of thing from.
I mean, you could also try. Yeah. I mean, it's still a risky action, but yeah, you could do that. All right, go ahead and make an attune check.
So that's 2d6.
Mhm.
I could push myself for 2 more. I could take a devil's bargain. What would the devil's bargain be?
That complication I mentioned earlier is going to come into effect right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
That sounds great. Of course.
All right.
3d6. We got 2 gambits left, haven't we? So I'm going to save those gambits for when this goes inevitably wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 4.
Partial success. Okay.
Yeah.
It is. You get a strong sense coming from underground. Not too far. There's some hidden place that is underground beneath the park, beneath the kingdom. So you have to find the entrance to the underground. So you have a direction, underground in that way. But that's where they are. You don't know that's where the crystals are, but you don't know how to get to that. So you have to find some underground access. So that's partial success. The other thing is a ghostly tiger, white with laser glowing eyes, an actual space tiger manifests before you. It has chosen you as prey. It is going to devour your soul. So
Not your soul. That doesn't taste very good.
Yep, you probably should deal with that somehow.
Yeah. Okay.
Meanwhile, well, actually, Det, what is your immediate reaction to that?
Now, am I seeing the?
Yep. Oh yeah,
Space
yeah.
Tiger?
I mean, it's ghostly, but like it's still like it's like a like Jedi Force Ghost kind of thing, but murderous.
Bigger.
Yeah.
Hungrier.
This is the stupidest idea I've ever had.
Oh, we like stupid.
But I'm gonna try to talk to the tiger and convince it that we're here to help its people and defeat its oppressor.
All right. What do you? All right. I would say. Do you have a tune?
I don't have a tune.
Okay, that would be desperate then. But yeah, you could do it.
Comrade Tiger, join
Yeah.
us in the
If you
revolution.
roll a 6, it'll work. Right. I would allow sway for that.
I do have sway.
Yeah.
I will assist you in that if you'd like. Yeah. So you would add 1 more dice to that. So I will
Okay.
assist. I will assist you to give you an extra dice.
Yeah. You get lasered. Take a level 3 harm.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Actually, you can make a resistance check. Let's see here. Let me look at your sheet. I think. Yeah, this is prowess. So you have 2. So yeah. Roll 2d6.
Okay. If I format it right.
No, yeah, you have to put a space in it. Oh shit. Yeah, you definitely take a severe harm. So that fucking hurts. You've been lasered real good with like weird mystic way lasers. So you're slammed up against the side of the building. You'll be stunned for a bit. And that makes some noise. So we'll see what happens in a bit. Yeah, that was desperate. You gain an experience though. So good job for that. Actually, wait, do you have any equipment? What did you choose as your loadout?
I have normal equipment.
Normal. So one thing every character has, let's see, you're a pilot, right?
Hmm.
Everyone has armor. So you could choose, you can make a check mark on armor, and just say you had a concealed laser, armored vest underneath, and so you wouldn't take any harm, as an example, because that's how this works in this game.
So there'd be 2 checkpoints, and I'd be down to 2 points of loadout. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But you don't have a severe harm, like
Yeah.
need help, like kind of thing. So yeah, it does the cool thing. Oh my god, he's dead, or she's dead, and then you look back and she had a laser-proof vest on. So, but you are stunned for a second. So yeah, Harrison, what are you gonna do?
I think we know the laser's coming straight out. I think he draws his fine melee weapon, the way artifact that he found in that temple, and
Yes.
leaps forward. I don't think it's a laser blade, but it's definitely very fantasy oriented.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah, some sort of plasma sword, plasma-ish. Yeah, something that would need some CGI to represent.
yeah.
Yeah.
The way the space steel catches the light.
This is risky because you're using an appropriate weapon for this appropriate foe, and you also you gain one additional die for the laser sword, the weapon. Let's see here.
Does it give me an extra die, or does it improve my effect? Like,
Let's see. Actually, yeah, it kind of is both. So well, your skirmishes too. So you start with 2, so you'll be rolling 3 dice.
cool.
Yeah,
3
yeah.
dice.
Before you do anything else.
Cool. Just looking at my moves. I can spend a gambit instead of paying any stress cost.
Okay.
No, it's fine. I'm just going to do 3d6.
Okay.
And I get a 4.
All right, complicated success. So you drive it off, you wound it, but you also take a wound in return. You take a level 2 wound. So you are it singes your arm with another laser as you slash it in the face, and it fades away. So it's not gone, but you've driven it away for now. So it may show up again as another complication.
Cool. I will just take that.
Okay.
That wound.
So yeah, but you're at -1 on rolls, I believe, at least physical ones from the pain, unless you do something. So because that was pretty bad, but you dealt with 2 complications at once. Good job.
Yeah.
We are awesome.
And you have an idea of where to go now. But meanwhile, the Space Tiger King and his golden mullet comes in with his mini earrings and his bedazzled, shimmering suit and fringed jacket. His many cloned husbands, because he basically reproduces by cloning himself, spawning, budding, as it were, that are younger than him, but look identical. Take it off and say, well, thank you so much for coming to see me and to helping me deal with this evil that has come to plague our little kingdom. And I hear you've proven yourselves very worthy in dealing with certain pests, like although the experimental gator's not really a pest, it's just misunderstood, like I am. So tell me, do you think you would be willing to kill the tiger messiah, the more like a mistake, for 2 creds?
2 creds?
Yes. Well, 2 creds now, and then 2 creds when you get back. When she is dead.
I see. Would you like me to confer with my associate for a sec?
Well, of course. We are business people here.
All right. And I look over at Lamarck and I'm like, do you want to bamboozle this guy or do you want me to do it?
Like, well, I mean, I'm good at convincing people, but I'm not good at lying. And I'm assuming we're gonna have to bullshit. So maybe we could work together on that.
All right. That makes sense.
I mean, I could be your hype man.
You know what? Go for it.
All right, I'm actually like, can I with my loadout, I'm actually, I think, let me double check my equipment.
Mhm.
I'm actually gonna bring my fine coat.
Okay, yeah, of course. You gotta look fashionable.
Hell yeah, I do.
Yeah. All right.
I may have tentacles, but you gotta look good, man.
Yeah,
Nothing
Space
but
Tiger King especially appreciates it.
And nothing but the best clothes for attempted murder contracts.
Hey, you look professional. You dress like for the job you want.
This is true. This is
Yeah.
very true.
All right. I love it. All right, just hype up Lido real quick, Tom. You don't have to roll anything. Just
So are we going for like you are the assassin?
We could.
Okay,
I-
I think we need to have we need to know what our actual, hustle is gonna be for ticket.
Well, I would say you two know what the other players know at this point. So you all have cool little communicators or whatever. So you know that it's underground. You need to find an underground access point. So you can figure out how to get him to reveal where the underground access is. That would be your goal for this conversation, without him getting suspicious. So,
Could I use sway for that?
well, you tell me what your role play, at least like what your logic is. Why should
Okay, well, I was gonna do sway first to
Mhm.
I guess to hype up the assassin here. Like I'm like his.
Oh, you don't have to roll for that. Just role play. Just sell me on this assassin there. Come on, Lamar. Just tell me how great is this assassin?
All right, I've got the angle, but go ahead.
All right, by do you want to say you have an assassin nickname before we went into this?
Like the jackal or something.
My nickname is Canna.
Canna. All right.
It's a type of flower. I have a theme. Shut up.
All right. Can you work with that, Tom?
There's like good sir. I have the honor and the privilege of introducing you to one of the finest takers of life this galaxy has to offer. This man has completed more difficult and painful contracts than I would think any purveyor of the art of death has ever done. He has killed everyone on every strata of life and every social class and every economical means. He can break into anything from the highest class of parties to the lowest of drug dens, take out his target and leave nothing but his signature. I will the single flower.
All right. I'll give you 2 extra dice, Lido. You don't like Tom. That was great. I love it.
Oh,
So,
thank you.
Thank you.
yeah. Whatever roll you want to make, I'll give you 2 extra dice for that.
All right.
Yeah.
I understand the job you're offering, and I'm very intrigued by the job you're offering, and I think the price that you're offering is quite fair. So, I want you to tell me about you. I want you to tell me about your life, about your compound, about your dealings, what it is exactly you're doing. Because the more I know you, the more I can know your enemy, the more I can know exactly who it is I need to kill. I can live vicariously through you to understand your enemy.
Okay. You left it vague enough that I'll make that's just a risky roll. So it's not a desperate roll. Yeah. So it's risky.
Yeah, then that's definitely going to be sway.
Yeah.
Because
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm blind my ass off.
Mm-hmm. All right.
God damn it. I feel bad, but not bad.
Well, I'll tell you this. I will tell you that I've had a vision of where I am ruler of a giant benevolent kingdom of tigers and people who appreciate tigers. But this vision, um, but it is being thwarted by this tiger messiah because she thinks I am, of course, abusing animals horrifically by ripping cubs from their mothers and selling them to gamblers and
Well, we both know that's not true, and I gesture
yes,
down at the tiger and the baby Bjorn.
exactly, you understand very much so, but it is not just a vision. It's more, I am not a mystic, I am not attuned to the ways, but in some ways I am, because this planet, believe it or not, had precursor ruins on it once upon a time that I found. Well, I did not find them myself, but I was pretty soon after the third guy who was here. I was like the fourth guy here. And like maybe those other people died horribly, and maybe I found something deep underground here, not in the casino, here, that maybe is I built a building around so nobody would find the access to. That of course is perhaps we're talking about the experimental tiger laboratory, which isn't real. It's a it's it's just a deception I tell people so they don't go there. That's the level of brilliance. I want to talk about it on the TV so much, but I can't because I'm so brilliant. I know that would be a bad idea to reveal that to any of my enemies or people who wish to take things from me. So to tell you the truth, I feel underappreciated for my genius and brilliance. And of course, I also feel terrified of the entity that lurks below. And if I don't feed it enough souls, it will cause unimaginable destruction. But enough about that. Let's talk about you. I love your shirt there with the tentacles. Let's talk about that. Did you get it here? Is it at the casino? If not, where do I get that? Can I order that online? Can I have it delivered? What sizes? Do you use human standard sizes, or do you have your own measurement system? Tell me more about yourself.
Was that directed towards me, or was that directed?
That was kind of stream of consciousness.
Okay, fair enough.
He was sort of, yeah. So he keeps going. He looks at Lamarck.
Like this, like my measurements, the source of this shirt is a he isn't like when he is an artist. He's an artist of fashion in a way no one else is.
Oh, I can tell. I can tell. And I would really like to commission him. But after we y'all kill that Messiah. Yeah, you don't need guns, lasers, or anything, do you? I assume you have your own equipment because I have some, but I don't want it to be sourced back to me.
It's like my says my beloved and lethal client has every kind of equipment you could possibly imagine.
Oh, excellent. So, I'll give you this bag of credits right here. And then it's like 1 cred. So it's that's all I can. I'm a little short right now. If you want to wait, I can go sell some cubs, but that'll take some time. But I mean, 1's enough to get started, right? I'll have 4 when you get back. And
I am of House Lotus. From a seed, a lotus grows, and you have given me a seed.
Oh, I love that. That's great. Husband 4, yes. Write that down. We're gonna make a song out of that. I hope you don't mind if I make that a song. I'm gonna do it. That's part of your fee. If you want some souvenirs, just take whatever you want from the souvenir shop. If you want, yeah, there you go. All right, are we done? I have to go back recording. Yeah, and then I have to go show off some cubs, and then I'm going to go shoot some things to vent some stress, because the Messiah, well, she's the mistaker, as I say. Yeah. So, yes. Anyway, so that's been going on for a bit. And eventually you two get out, and then Det and
I feel good about
Harrison.
You feel
get
good
that.
about that, despite the fact that he mentioned the godlike precursor magic tiger that eats people he has to sacrifice people to, and
Oh,
our
come
friends
on.
are headed towards
Come
there?
on. Do I look religious to you?
That's a very good point, but we should help him nevertheless.
All right, so wow, yep. Wow. I love this picture on the game chat, by the way.
Yeah,
It's
from the guided lancer.
yeah. Nice.
Hmm.
So you all have but yeah, well, the actually Lamarck and Leto are being let out of the park because their submission is supposed to be assassinated, so they'll have to figure out their own way to infiltrate into the park. So Det and Harrison, are you going to try and help them also sneak past the into the employee only area, or are you going to try and recover? Or like, if any of you had doctor, you could try and heal yourselves. Maybe
Yeah.
both.
But could I do would it be possible to like do a flashback that now that I know, like I've sensed them with the attune, and now that we've got the details from the Tiger King, that we could maybe like, well, I don't know, we need to get, yeah, or like I could, yeah, like as they're leaving, right?
Mhm.
Like
Oh yeah.
suddenly
you
an
can.
employee door swings open and we just pull them into the with a pair of uniforms waiting.
That would still require some sort of roll, but that would
Yeah, of
be
course, yeah.
and that would be risky. Actually, I would say it's control at this point because you do have the uniforms. So skulk would be pretty obvious if you're just kind of yeah. Consort would be like someone distracts the guards while everyone does that. Scramble would be like, well, they would have to make it, and then they would have to scramble up a fence or something like that.
Yeah, I think
or somebody would have to scramble up a fence.
Yeah. Well, scramble, I guess. Like to get it quickly, kind of like blink and gone kind of thing. Like in the sort of a dead space between two cameras or whatever.
Yeah. Well, it's jumping a fence and unlocking a door, a side door. Yeah.
Of course. I forget we're in space Florida, or whatever. So we're it's wire fence all around that you can hop over if you really try.
Some of them are laser fences, but like those are mostly in the tourist areas.
Yeah. Laser chicken wire.
Yeah, laser chicken wire. Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So
1d6 for scramble. I'm going to. Did I re-earn a gambit last time? I think I rolled on a risky when I was fighting the.
Yeah, that's right. You're up to 3 gambits.
Yeah, cool. So I will roll with a gambit.
Okay, so that puts you at 2.
2d6.
Yep.
6. This bit goes off without a hitch.
So yeah, you succeed, and you're all united in the employee area, and you have a straight path to the experimental tiger lab. So you don't have to make any rolls just to get there, and so quickly the 4 of you find yourself there, and it does look like an sort of typical science, genetics lab from the outside. It's for those of you who understand such things, but it does look like it's been abandoned for a long time, and all the doors are closed. So yeah, how do you want to get in? They are locked, so I will say that.
I think our pilot has is it rig in this?
Um,
Scrap, like I think those are the skills for sort of like breaking through things, mechanicals, kind of like.
Rig probably could break something up, so I could try jimming a lock or.
Yeah, you could disable. Yeah, you could open up one of the security doors.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I'm gonna push myself on this just because
Sure.
I've been having a lot of luck.
Sure.
Red.
Yeah, good that you did. You open it up, no problem. You managed to disable the alarms as well. So you get in, you're there, and there is a freight elevator leading down. It is operational, and it does look like this area is actually pretty used. There's no dust caked up in this area. But you also see like muddy footprints leading to and from the freight elevator, and drag marks, like muddy drag marks. Well, dried mud drag marks. Like somebody was, yeah.
So they said that these experimental tiger things didn't exist, right?
Yeah, this is just like there's nothing. There's no lab.
Okay.
From the outside, it looks like a lab, but it does not look like a lab on the inside.
Cool. I think we ponder the ghost tiger that eats souls in the basement as we enter the lift, perhaps, like going down, like.
Yeah, you can all talk a little bit, like yeah. How you guys all feeling about your mission so far?
Wonder what human souls taste like. If they're any different.
Yeah, that's a good question. I was kind of wondering, like, which soul do you think would taste the best for the tiger?
Wait, have you tried souls, Lamarck? Is that what you're saying? Like you haven't tried human?
Yeah,
yet?
well, I'm imagining my soul doesn't taste like yours. Ugh.
Yeah, I never really gave it much thought.
As I said, I'm not religious, but
But would Harrison's soul taste different from my soul because Harrison's attuned to the way, but would taste different than your soul?
I'm sure there'd be a bit of spice there.
Yeah, probably. Like, what kind of spice?
Girl from Empanema plays in the background. As
It's slow down. It's very vaporwavy.
Vaporwave. Girl from Vaporwave.
Oh, I love classical music.
Yeah, of course it's classical music.
Like heard that on the oldies station.
Wow. All right, so the freight elevator finally stops, and you are in a tunnel leading straight ahead. There's double metal doors that look like they just pop right open if you push them. And it is kind of dusty down here. The air is very stale. Harrison, you do feel the crackle of way energy. Yeah, you can just sense it. All the rest of you can feel something's up. Like it's just your senses are all something about this area is just making you just tingle a little bit. Like the hairs on the back of your neck are standing up, or the equivalent for whatever Lamarck's species for that sensation.
The tiny little tentacles on the end of his tentacles.
Yeah, there you go. Something like that.
Yeah.
Oh God, I don't want there to be. I don't. It's not fractal tentacles, is it? That's
Yeah, God, I
Yeah.
hope not.
Yeah, that's a little. Anyway, so yeah, you could just open the doors, walk right in if you wanted to, or not. I don't know. What are you gonna do?
Do you sense the crystals behind the door?
You would assume they. Harrison, you do sense you're close, very close to the energy.
Well, something's around here. I think that I would personally say that we just sort of that kind of like cautiously but cinematically like walk through the doors kind of thing.
All right, you all do that. Weapons or items drawn.
Agreed.
Yep.
No more pussyfooting around.
Hey-o. And the tiger comes and goes, yeah.
Pet
I
the
love
tiger.
you, Butterscotch.
Let's all pet the tiger for good luck.
Yep.
Yes.
Aw.
And the door swings open, and it is a massive just cavern. Looks like it's carved out, but there is some industrial lighting set up to give it light. It's seemingly 24/7. And there's a massive statue about maybe 30 meters away from you. It is sphinx-like, sort of same pose, but there is it has 2 red crystal eyes and a 3rd red crystal eye, and but the eyes, you realize it is there are stone eyelids over the crystals, partially. In fact, they're entirely over it. But you can see the crystals through the stone eyelids. And oh, is that actually crystal, or is that what the fuck is that? Is that stone, or is that flesh, or is it? It's a weird way energy attuned thing where it's giving stone the semblance of life. Or don't think about it too much. But whatever this entity is, it's clearly resting, and you haven't awoken it yet. So yeah, it's
Do we see our prize?
yeah. The crystals are there. They're its eyes. It has 3 eyes. The 2 normal ones, but they are beneath eyelids. But the glowing of the crystals is so strong it goes through the eyelids.
Okay,
Yeah.
how big are the crystals? Like
About the size of a football.
Okay.
So yeah, an American football, not one of those.
Space football.
Yeah,
Space football, yeah.
Football.
Football, yes.
Yeah, NFL, not FIFA. So it about a foot in diameter, and then sort of taller than it is wide. Vertical sort of orientation.
I have seen an American football. Yes.
Okay, all right, fair enough. I wasn't sure. Just want to provide a context. So the problem is, of course, how do you get the eyes without alerting the weird entity or whatever it is?
I think Harrison, as we walk into the room and look, Harrison just looks back at everyone and it's just like, huh.
So, which one of you knows riddles?
I mean, riddles, or make something up about what I have in my pocket riddles.
Could go either way.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, I've got a killer opening move for this whenever we approach it.
Well, you're about 30 meters away right now, so it's on you. It's asleep right now, so the initiative's on you. What do you got to do?
Did anyone bring a crowbar?
Actually, there are crowbars nearby. There's tools.
Okay.
Are there skeletons nearby those tools?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Looks like they've had their souls sucked out, although you're not sure how. Yep.
I would like, so we need to get to the statue, get its eyes out, get out of here without our souls being taken, and get past the Tiger King on the way out as well, and get to the ship. So we have several things to do. I mean, I could attune to try and like block the statue, or you could try and convince it that we need those gems, or that perhaps if it lives in those gems, it'll seem more soul destroying in the form of weaponry than it ever would do.
Well, of course, because you're cunning thieves and everything, you knew the name of these crystals before. Of course, you would study this beforehand, and so would know all about this. As one person could make a study check, or you could do the attune thing. Yeah, either way.
Who's got study higher than 1?
I guess we all have a study of one. Oh, we could someone help me out with it?
Yep, that would cost us stress, but yeah.
Yeah, I'll spend a stress for that.
Okay.
All right.
To get information about it would actually be controlled. So, because you did this ahead of time. Because of course I knew there would be a big Sphinx-like thing.
I'm gonna push 2, so that'll be 3d6.
All right.
Would that count as a flashback?
Yes.
Yeah. I would say. Does flashback cost additional stress?
I think it has like a stress cost of A 0 for ordinary action for which you had an easy opportunity, a 1 stress for a complex action or unlikely opportunity.
Study's simple. Like it's like
Yeah.
I mean, you did know exactly what these things were, what the crystals were, so
Well,
you would have known about that. Yeah.
On a 6, he definitely knows.
So at
Yeah.
like 3 a.m., when I get to the end of Wikipedia, searching for these crystals, I found the perfect link that told us everything.
Well, actually, you found the journal of the first scientist who found Oki 5, Dr. Oki, von Helm Struenheim the fifth, and he actually his diary came up on Space eBay, and you bought it for a pittance and read it, and so he reveals that there was the entity was a part of in the precursors tried to use the way to preserve sapient life to convert organic life into energy life bases, and so they experimented on an ancient species of feline at first, and it worked, but
Kinda.
well, kind of, yeah, kind of. So the resulting entity is both a very intelligent but still very animal like, and so
Just
it's
like a lawyer.
yeah. So it actually could be its physical form is an indulgence, and it only needs a physical form in order to feed, but it doesn't need that. So if you can promise it more things that would appeal to a feline, it wouldn't necessarily need to feed. So, or yeah, or you could actually promise it to transfer into an organic being. He theorized that that wouldn't perhaps, if transferring it into, for example, a tiger cub, he might be able to convince it to apothesize and thus leave the crystals intact, or leave the crystals not being that. So it seems you could try to negotiate with it, but the doctor was only theorizing on what it might want. He apparently never got that far, as after he bought a bunch of tiger cubs and brought them to the planet, his diary stopped as though something happened to him. So you could try to negotiate it. He also theorized that if it was asleep, 3 people could get on top of the tiger, the entity, and pop the eyes out at the same time if they were stealthy enough, and thus it would not have time to react and it would be rendered inert. So there are 2 ways to get it off. One is a very desperate skulking action coordinated by somebody, or 3 risky skulk actions by 3 separate players.
Who has
Or
Skulk?
yeah,
I do.
or you could try and negotiate with it.
I have to say I like the idea of the negotiation just because it reminds me of, convincing the master to kill himself in Fallout.
I like negotiation, if only because I have a very strong opening line.
Nice.
I'm good with negotiation as well.
Yeah, negotiation.
Or as I said in the Devil's Advocate, are we negotiating? Always.
All right. So are you going to boldly approach the tiger and begin to negotiate?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So go ahead. What's your opening line, Lita?
Sphinx of black quartz, hear my vow.
All right. Nice. The Sphinx, which is now apparently made of black quartz, awakens, and it gazes upon you, and you wish the crystals. I can see it. You are hunters for the crystals.
We hunt for the crystals.
Either give me new forms to occupy, or liberate this entire planet.
Define liberate this entire planet.
Open all the cages so that I will be able to guide my kind. And if you open all the cages in this kingdom, that will give me enough strength to go to the other tiger sanctuary on the other side of the planet, and we will swarm over this planet and destroy the casino, destroy the strip clubs, and well, eat anybody who isn't fast enough to get on the spaceship.
One quick question.
Mhm.
Does that include us?
Well, you'll have a head start, of course.
That's
I'm
fair.
okay
That's
with this
tough,
plan.
but fair.
Yeah. All
I
right.
mean, we are consigning everybody in the Tiger Sanctuary to death as well. There, if just to the record, like everybody on this planet entirely to the tiger death.
This is true, but that means we never have to come back here and face the consequences of our actions.
I was never going to come back here anyways. Don't know about you.
You like the wings, though.
I can get takeout. It's fine.
Okay.
I mean, it's just background flesh. I mean, you can get it any number of places. It's just done pretty well. It's like a 3-star place. It's like everything else is a 1-star. That's a 3-star, so it averages out to 2 stars.
Yeah, it was only the best wings I had here.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And if we were to give you a new form,
Well, I would need 3 cubs.
damn it, we only have 1.
Mm-hmm. You would have to get more and bring them here.
Hmm.
And
All right.
you must act soon. I can sense the vigilance are here, and they will. They have ways of. They have rituals that can disable me, put me to sleep, and I will only know sleep for an eternity. But if you break the cages free, I will take my energy and imbue it equally among all tigers on this planet, and they will all be strong and smart enough to work together to liberate this planet for ourselves.
Don't
Can
think of it
I-
as destroying a culture. Think of it as creating a new culture.
Tiger Utopia, you say?
So, free tigers, right? So we need 3 tigers. Can I do a flashback to a moment where the way spoke to me as we were passing through the employee areas, and I actually have 2 baby tigers in my backpack because I knew that they would be useful for this situation if this roll succeeds on my attune flashback roll.
Oh, so you're going for the cubs, not the freeing of the tigers?
No.
Yeah. Because I don't want to kill everybody on this planet.
Okay. All right. That'd be 1 stress because that's a little not common action.
I mean, I'd be willing to say that's a 2 action if you.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And then that would be an attune or a skulk to grab the tigers themselves.
I think that's an attune for me.
Yeah.
So-
You just kind of telekinesis them right over here. It's like.
The way
Yeah.
he spoke to you when you were in the gift shop and you saw all the T-shirts with 3 tiger cubs looking up at a moon.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
All right, I'll give you 1 bonus die for 3 tigers that's howling at the moon.
And I really, really want this to succeed, so I'm going to spend one of our gambits.
Yeah, go for it.
5.
All right. So that works, but the complication is you're all just a bit too late, and the building trembles. The vigilance are coming. You're going to have to, and in fact, a vigilant monk jumps down the elevator shaft. He is wearing a cyber visor and dual wielding laser blades. He is cobra eyes. He does not speak. And
I was going to suggest that maybe it could be my enemy Blish, a mystic. Who was hunting me. So
Blish. Yeah, he is Harrison. I knew you would be here. This is an abomination. You're trying to free an aberrant way entity. These things are ancient, and they're immortal. They are against the natural way of things. They should not be. And he charges you. But you're a group, so you can all just try and shoot him or something. I don't know what is somebody going to do with the charging, monk, way with laser monk, or you're just going to let Harrison fight him? Yeah.
Before he gets off the elevator, they jump down. Can I throw something at the button to try to get it to start going up so he loses his footing and face plants, giving advantage?
What do you have anything on your equipment that would help with that?
I still have an open spot. I could. What if I get a blaster pistol and shoot the button up?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Scrap if you have that.
All right. So 1 for scrap, 1 for blaster pistol.
Yep. And this is risky. Actually, I'd say this is controlled. If it fails, not much. It's not gonna be too bad. All right. Well, you missed, but you tried. Good. You tried. Lamar, Lido, you have anything you want to do before he closes the distance?
Anyone else? Anyone else in the way of this monk?
Nope. You're all sort of shoulder to shoulder, and he just came down the elevator shaft, cut his way through the elevator ceiling, and is just charging. He came the same way you came from.
I guess I'm just gonna stand there going, watch this.
Okay.
I just inelegantly run towards the tiger with butterscotch.
Okay, yeah, you're helping the ancient, psychic entity mind meld with the tiger cubs.
Yeah, I see you're having a rival duel. Bye.
Yeah, some very dramatic music starts playing.
Yeah, I sling off my backpack full of tigers and throw them to you as you catch them with Beyond full of tiger cub already.
All right, this is definitely
cub.
Yeah, there's definitely scrap or a tune, I guess, because you're fighting an attune duel. Yeah,
skirmish, isn't it?
Yeah, skirmish. Sorry, yeah. I don't know why I say it's scrap. I think that's from another game.
It's the wreck move in this.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry.
Right. I did look at scrap and go like, oh wait, have I typed skirmish when it should be scrap? Because they mean the same thing, right? Kind of.
Yeah. It is. Scrap is the ability. That's pitched combat. Skirmish is. I think a playbook specific ability.
Okay, so, yeah. maybe I've typed it wrong then.
Yeah, I'm looking at the table of contents right now. So
I have typed it wrong then, so it's scrap.
Yep.
Anyways, I roll 2d6 for my skirmish.
Well, you also have your laser sword, so don't forget that.
Yep. And what would a devil's bargain look like?
You would take another injury regardless. Probably another 2. Oh yeah, you are injured at a 2 or whatever, so you do have a -1.
That'd only be 2d6 without a devil's bargain. Okay, yeah. I'll take the devil's bargain.
All right, so you take another 2.
Yep.
You'll definitely get wounded, and your other arm, your other shoulder, is going to get. Yeah.
And this is a risky situation.
Yeah. Unless you're just trying to hold them off long enough so the ritual completes, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I don't think I'm slaying my nemesis here now. Unless I get a crit, then maybe I'll take him out with a fight or whatever.
Yeah, if you get 3 6s, yeah.
I got 6. So
you got a 6. So you do succeed. Cool. It's not a crit success.
I will expend armor to get rid of that.
All right, you get stabbed in the chest, but your laser sword proof vest. It's proof against laser swords.
I'm sure glad we found that locker, a laser proof uniform.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. So you got to have all those scenes where people dramatically reveal their shirts, revealing that they're wearing, body armor.
I mean, they do have laser tigers. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, no.
Just OSHA, really.
Only
so
laser unicorns.
So of course, basically what happens, he hits you, you fall down, he pulls you over to be like, ha ha, and then of course, ha ha, it's just armor, and then you stab him. And then of course it's not a fatal blow, so he's like, and then of course that he staggers back, and that's when the entire cavern trembles, and the three tiger cubs, the three crystals, stop glowing as much. They have a dull glow now, not a bright glow, and they plop in Lamarck's, Lito's, and Dat's hand, and then the three cubs start floating, and they start telepathically speaking as one. We have ascended. Too long we have forgotten what it is mean to be alive. We shall see all, know all, and first we shall have some milk. And that's when like the cavern ceiling explodes, revealing the sky, even though you're 100 feet down, and the tiger cubs start floating out. Then you can hear pitched battle as the vigilants are raiding the place in force. Tigers have escaped. Experimental gators have escaped. Even from distance, you can tell that things are heating up. But you have the crystals. So now Bish has been defeated. He was knocked. He tried to attack again, but he was knocked down by the force of the psychic tiger cubs as they ascend away to who knows what. But y'all need to get the fuck out.
Time to go.
Yeah,
I feel like we redeemed the ancient spirit of the tiger cub has maybe got a new lease on life and is now going to
They deserve
ascend beyond those things.
They deserve the best milk ever.
Yeah.
Exactly. Milk, not flesh. That's what they said, right?
Yeah.
So
I feel like we really made the good call here by taking this job because this kind of had higher stakes than the other two.
Meanwhile, the gang is like, damn, we had this whole thing to reveal the corruption of this planet and raise everyone to get everyone to stand up in a revolution to overthrow the corrupt hierarchy.
Nope, baby tigers.
Up next on HNN, baby tiger gods reincarnated.
Yeah. And then of course the Cobalt is like, dang, I guess we can't also overthrow the evil guys with our labor union / smuggler organizations because the Assassin's Guild is just too strong. Guess we'll have to.
we can't murder a guy in a boxing ring. Is what the Cobalt Guild's worried about. Like, yeah. Can I suggest one thing? Now that the roof is gone, I feel like our pilot has maybe we need to get that ship and get out of here, right? Like,
oh yeah, call the ship here. That's definitely a piloting.
Yep. Piloting.
Definitely, I would say it's risky. It is a big open area now, but like there's a battle going on nearby, so there's a potential crossfire, collateral damage, and all that. So yeah, risky.
Do you have any space left in your loadout?
I'm out of loadout.
Shame. You have a fine small Urbot, which could be like your robot sidekick co-pilot, flying the ship for you, kind of thing. But sadly, you're out of space.
So I can push myself for one more.
Is anybody else a pilot?
No, God no.
If somebody takes a risky scramble to get up top to sort of like, hey, it's over here. No, to the left, like basically climbing to the top of the pit and like being a spotter. That would be a risky scramble to climb up that way.
I've got one scramble. Anybody else got higher?
No.
I have 2 scramble.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh wait, no, sorry. Well, I have 1 scramble.
Still go for it.
All right. Let's all go to the party. Damn it. There it is. Okay.
Nice.
Nope.
You only rolled 1? Okay.
I've only got 1.
Oh.
Spend the gambit. No, too late.
All right. All right, Tom, you take a level 1 injury as you fucking trip and hit your. Actually, I'll let you. You can make it a desperate roll. It's really difficult to climb up this sheer rocky. Oh, are you sure you want to do this?
Go big or go home.
Okay, you'll take a level 3 harm if you fail this because it's desperate. But you can also spend a gambit.
Okay. Well, shit.
Yeah. I'll let you spend the gambit because. So roll one more d6.
All right.
All right, partial success. All right, so you succeed, but there'll be complication. The vigilants see you, and they're coming after you. Hey, it's those guys. What guys? I don't know. They look like Scum and Villainy. Yeah,
Hey!
they look very villainous. Uh, so and look, they have a spaceship coming down here. They're clearly connected. They're stealing the artifacts. All right, so the ship is lowering down. Actually lowers down like a space rope for all you to fast rope up. But there's some space monks chasing, coming towards you. So if anybody has a pistol, they can try and shoot them away. You can, or the pilot can try and do some maneuvers to get the ship to blast the afterburners on them. But of course, we're doing that without knocking you all off the ship before you get on board. That would be dangerous. So that's definitely risky. I don't know. Are you just gonna wait for the ships, the monks to jump on board and deal with them, have a fight as you escape?
So how close am I to being on the ship?
You're about 20 meters below the ship. You just have to hold on to the rope as it yanks you up. The problem is, you point the ship afterburners at the monks, they'll be blown away, but that might, you're rotating the ship, so you might get slammed into the wall if you don't rotate. If you rotate too much, you'll be slammed into the wall. If you don't rotate enough, you won't blast the monks away. So you have to pilot it just right.
I believe in you, but use a gambit.
Yes.
Well, actually, what I was thinking about is I have exceed specs, so I could damage the ship to get +1 die.
Yeah, you could do that. You can. It's a one shot.
Totally.
It's also not our ship.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So for funsies, I'm going to spend the gambit too, so that brings me up to 5d6.
All right, roll 5d6.
Oh God.
5.
Partial success. All right. So you all get on board and you think you've made it, and the ship start. It's damaged. You're getting on there, and that's when you hear a laser sword ignite. You have there's one more laser monk, and he's pissed. So he starts charging at all of you. Let's see here. Who hasn't acted yet? I think Harrison. I think it's Harrison's turn.
Okay. So I was going to say, does anyone have any dice in like shooting? Because I think it'd be funny to do like an Indiana Jones thing.
Yeah, if somebody has I know the pilot has a gun. He could shoot him real quick, or throw the gun to someone else. Does anyone else have scrap?
No, I don't have any scrap. I'm not really much of a fighter.
I have scrap, so I could pull out the gun. Then
Okay.
I think he does like the whole like sword like flurry and everything, and then I just like go pull out a gun.
All right, yeah, I'll give you +1 die for that, just because. Yes.
Do we have any gambits left?
I think you're out.
Okay.
I think you spent the last one on the.
Well, it's a one shot, so I'll push myself.
Yep.
I'll get 46, and I get a 5.
All right, so you shoot him, and then the laser bounces off, and hits. Let's see here, the mark in the shin for a level 1 harm.
Again! Ah!
Oh yeah, I forgot why I don't do that.
So yeah. So you fly back to Warren. You drop off the crystals. They're like, I thought they were brightly glowing. They seem a little. It's like, they're only dimly glowing. Are you sure? Are you sure they weren't brightly glowing? Did you break these? Did you do something to them?
I mean, like you only saw them. Like you haven't even seen these. You know how people like to exaggerate. It's glowing rock, right?
Yeah, it's a glow. I mean, it's just. Okay. I guess we can only blow up a couple cities at a time. Yeah. I thought we were gonna.
I love the idea of terrorists whining.
Yeah. I thought we could. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be a planet killer. This is just a city killer. This is
It's like, man, we're only gonna be able to kill millions.
Yeah, not billions. All right, I guess. Here's your money.
I just want to go. Oh, what's the matter? Like, I wanted to kill a planet.
We had to give up a tiger cub for these.
Oh yeah, they just. Oh wow, yeah. Well, you won't get one now. They just banned them. There cuts to HNN showing 3 glowing tiger cubs giving a speech to the hegemonic Senate, saying, "No tiger should be for sale, or our vengeance shall be terrible, and all gates shall be destroyed in a vortex of just utter annihilation."
Now give unto us your finest milk.
Yes, we demand milk, all the finest milk. People are weeping. They just enjoy. It's so beautiful. It's so moving.
Should have sent a poet.
They are poets, you fools.
Hegemony declares new saints. The Trinity.
Now we shall return to the casino and the strip club for the wings. The wings.
I was like, I'm glad it had a happy ending.
Yeah.
Yep, the Tigers rose up back on the streets.
I only have
With a
one
bunch.
regret.
Yeah.
We didn't name the other 2.
We are all butterscotch. I am butterscotch prime. I am butterscotch alpha. I am butterscotch beta.
I have no regrets now.
Alpha and omega. Yeah, sorry, it's alpha and omega. Yeah. Prime, alpha, and omega. Yeah. And yeah, so you return the ship. The oddballs at this point have worn off their hangout over and head back out. None the wiser, as you have made just enough credits to pay off your bills and restock your liquor cabinets. And
So
of course,
the important shit in life.
and your medical bills for those of you who
Yeah.
got shot.
Other than the ship being damaged, I think.
Yeah,
They'll
I kind
figure
of
it
broke
out.
the
Don't
ship.
worry.
Yeah, so that's Scum and Villainy in a nutshell. Questions, comments, suggestions. Yeah, there was a slight inspiration from the Netflix series Tiger King. Yeah, this was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, totally.
Definitely.
Good.
Yeah, it's like the first game I've run in like a month.
It comes back to you, doesn't it?
Yeah. But yeah,
Well, you've run a few games, I think, by now, right? Like,
yeah.
just
A bit.
few.
Just a few, yeah. I think at least 5. Maybe 10. No, maybe I don't know. I'd have to take my socks off to count up that high. So yeah, it's a fun system, easy, and obviously it's more because all that stress you built up, you would be able to get some of it out, but you wouldn't be able to reset to 0 between sessions. So you have to watch that stuff in a campaign. And you'd start building up enemies who'd come back to you as complications and shit like that. And I could have gone more hard in the like clocks. Like I could have like, oh, there's a clock for the vigilance. Every action you do will raise the clock by 1, and when it gets to 6 or 8 or whatever, the vigilance raid the kingdom. So I could have done that, but I didn't feel like going that complicated because you guys were moving along pretty good rate.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. Yep. But yeah, that's in a nutshell. So
I think we got the concept of Scum and Villainy.
yeah, I like that you chose the least villainous options out of all of them. I was like, yeah, I don't want to kill everybody on the planet, I guess. Yeah. But you could have sided with the vigilance and then betrayed them at the last moment to steal the crystals away.
Well, I was thinking about doing a flashback to say that we somehow we got that junkie who told us about the secret path with the tigers.
Yeah.
To like leak that to the vigilance, so they had an assault route, but it would like they would get hit by tigers on the way in. You know?
Oh yeah. Oh god. Yeah. Obviously that happened. Yeah, the tigers are well fed now. There's no one will miss all those laser monks. They're all whining about the younglings and whatnot. They're kind of unbearable. And sand. Oh god, don't get them started on sand.
That was great. Thank you, Ross. That was
That was really good.
Cool.
That was
Well,
really fun.
Yep. Thank you all for playing, and thank you all for supporting the RPPR Patreon. It means a lot, especially these days. So, yeah, we'll have a lot more great episodes coming up next month. More
Sounds
Eclipse
great.
Fades, and I'm probably going to try and run some Zweihander this month, or at least April. And yeah. So yeah, we'll talk to you all later.
All right.
Cool.
Later.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Night night.